Hello. Oh wait, hold on one sec. Uh, good. We're back. We're here. What's going on, guys? Hey, how's everybody doing? 1:30 in the morning, just the middle of the night stream here. Yeah, EV Grove. It's gonna release soon. How's the audio? Can you guys hear me all right? I can always turn it up if need be. I can always turn it up. I have a new light for my stream, so if it looks like there's a light on me, there is. I don't know if this looks better or not, but that's what we're rolling with. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Everybody excited? I got 30 minutes left. We're on PokemonZone.com. This is where the full set list will release shortly after it is, of course, actually released in game. So I think we're going to start off by, we'll have to see. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to try to see if we can get the game update and then just start opening packs immediately. After we open basically the maximum amount of packs available, then we'll get into like a set review. We'll hop back over to Pokemon Zone, so it's just easier to see the cards, and then we'll do like a set review, which I will then probably actually record, and it'll go up on YouTube. I have this blank space below my camera here. That's mainly because I was trying to integrate the chat, but I don't think that's gonna work. So give me one sec. We'll just put the logo back up here. I'm not good at this stream stuff. I don't stream very often, so I don't know exactly how it all works. So I would like to be able to put the chat up on the screen at some point, but we'll figure it out one day or another. What's going on, guys? What's up, Loco? What's up, Chucky? What's up, Madridista? JP? I don't know how to say the name. What's up, Levi? What's up, Ruben? Camping? What's going on? Late Night Gang. Best TCG content creator right now. Hey, I appreciate that. I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate that. What's going on, Chicken Eater? Joey, Ricky, what's going on, guys? Ravens fan, what's going on? Ricardo, hello, everybody. Over 100 people right now, immediately. I did not think that many people would be up in the middle of the night for this set, but how's the audio, guys? Is it loud enough? Do you want me to turn it up? I can hold the microphone right up to my mouth if that's better. A little ASMR stream. Does that work? Is this better? Hello? I don't know what's going on. So awkward when I start streams. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to do. But yeah, I'm excited for EV Grove. There was a leaked card image that I saw on Twitter. I also put in the Discord. It was of a Flareon, and I believe this card is probably coming. At least it would make sense for this card to come to Pocket. It's a very much a Pokemon Pocket card. It's in the Discord. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll copy the link to it if you guys wanted to check it out. I guess we can discuss this. Love to see pack opening on the stream. Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. We're going to be opening up as many packs as it possibly allows us to open up in one day. Hopefully we just complete the set. Yeah, the 40 damage one, Chicken Eater. You know, I like this. I like this card. I think this is a decent card. Going second, it's going to be quite good. I don't know how I feel about a card like this going first. The cool thing about this card, though, and the thing I like about it, truthfully, is that you can go Flareon into Flareon and then into Flareon EX pretty easily, and I like that. I do like that quite a bit. Dude, you're a great content creator with great vibes. You're going to be big. Thank you, big Slamu. Slamu, I appreciate that. I'm happy with everybody that tunes into the content. I think we got a great thing going here on the channel. So whether it gets bigger, sure, that's cool too. But all good. Yeah, the link there I put in the chat that's going to be of the Twitter account, the Twitter post rather of the particular card. And I think it's interesting. So 40 damage, you put one fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to your benched Pokemon. We don't know the specific translation yet. That could be a single bench Pokemon, could be any bench Pokemon, could be bench fire type Pokemon. We'll really just have to wait and see. Yeah, I mean, it's a good card and it's Flareon, right? So it's gonna be one of those things where for all of these, I'm calling it a busted Halo card. What's up, Gideon? What's going on, guys? My pocket opening luck is such garbage. Almost 700 packs, no gold, and like 13 immersives. But good luck on the new set. I appreciate that. Super excited, Angel. Yeah, I'm very excited. What's up? Yo, JXN, first time in the live. What's up, Go? What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Does it come out at 2 a.m.? Yeah, it's going to come out in about 25 minutes. There's sometimes a little bit of a delay for the update, but I think we should be okay. I think we'll be good. I assume the audio is all right. You guys haven't said otherwise, so we're going to rock out with this. I guess I'll stay after this. What's up, Philip? What's going on, man? Yeah, hopefully you guys are having fun. I'm very tired. I actually kind of felt sick all day, and I just realized I do not have a beverage to drink, so that's going to be a struggle. But we're in it. We're in it. We're going to be opening a ton of packs. Not going to be a super long stream, of course. It's 'cause we can't be here all night. But I do want to record the set review so that I can get that edited and uploaded and put up onto YouTube. And then tomorrow, what we'll do likely is I'll probably test these decks. I'll see what other people are building, and then I'll go ahead and just drop my strongest decks video. I typically do that on the first day. I do my set review, and then I like to talk about what deck I believe is going to be the strongest new deck, the new, out of all of the new cards. Grab some water. I got to do that. Oh, the update just happened? Okay, so that means we should be getting the data mine soon, right? We can't play it, though, until 2. Like, is that correct? So Flareon, that's right, Philip. Love watching your videos on the meta. Thank you, Kenneth Pullen, I think is how you say the name. Thank you so much, man. Gabe Hill, what's your favorite pocket card that's ever been released? Any rarity in pack? I don't know. My favorite deck to play of all time, it's a tough, really a tough question. I feel like this is a bait set ally. We'll have to see. Yeah, no packs, but the update's out. Okay, so we should be getting the set list soon then. The data mines should be dropping in a couple minutes. They're usually pretty quick here on PokemonZone.com. I can also check up on Twitter and keep up to date if we see anything. I can always pull it up, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see exactly what comes through here. Super excited. Super, super excited. Not long anymore, guys. 265 people in here. Let's go. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't see anything immediately up on Twitter, so it's probably going to take a minute for sure. But once it comes through, or X, I suppose is what it's called now. Misty, mine's Nihilego Gold card, my second favorite Pokemon, and my main chase card right now. I'm too tired to make jokes. Your whiskers look funny, to be honest. Love from India. Yeah, let's go. Is this what you're talking about right here? The old mustache? I do it because if I don't have any mustache, if I don't have a mustache, I look way too young. So I don't want to look too young. Shout out to the Celtics. RIP to the Celtics as well. All right. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting and seeing. I'm going to refresh this page and see if we get some cards in sometime soon. We do have a giveaway going on Twitter. I know there's 276 people in the chat right now on stream, so I'm going to go ahead and link the post to the giveaway that we're running on Twitter. And this is actually for 250 free Pokegold, which will be delivered via, I don't know, like a Apple gift card or whatever. Here, I'm going to post this into the chat. This link right here, there might be a bit of a delay, but this link is to a giveaway that we're running. You just have to follow me on Twitter, retweet the post, like the post, and then on the 27th, so the day after the second day of the set, I'll be releasing or announcing the winner, and I'll go ahead and I'll select somebody at random, and then 250 Pokegold should be about 40 plus packs, which is pretty big. Think we're getting more EXs bets? Yeah, for sure. Definitely getting more EXs, definitely. And pretty likely that they're all just going to be evolutions. I think they might just give us an EX for every evolution. We'll have to see, but I think that's pretty likely. Check your sets and enable promo cards you're missing. Okay, so the promo cards are out. That's interesting. I should probably, since the update's out, I should probably open up my game on PC and update it. That way we're ahead of the curve. That's what you're thinking, Betsy? Yeah, for sure. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. And I wouldn't be disappointed as long as some of them are cool. I'm hoping, I know we talked a lot about it in recent videos, but I'm hoping with some speculation that maybe there's some multi-energy support, maybe some stage 1 specific EV support. I'd be pretty excited. 20 minutes till release, right? Yeah, that's correct, Tenchi. That is right. That is correct. I would lose it if we got an Umbreon EX. I'm assuming a lot of people will. I would be shocked if they didn't give us an Umbreon EX. I really would, because it's one of the most popular Pokemon. Evolutions for sure, right? We have Sylveon, so it would just make sense in my mind. Do you agree that individual pack points are unfair? I think it would be more fun if each A3, A3A, A3B would share points. Otherwise, they aren't very useful. Yeah, they need to consolidate pack points to some degree. I 100% agree with that. I don't know how or when they're going to do that, but for sure. Immersive looks really cool on Twitter. Ooh, Immersive is out. Let's update this. webpage? Anything on PokeZone yet? Nothing yet. Okay, let me hop over to Twitter, see if I can see anything on there. See if it updates on my feed. I have to search something. Oh, here it is. The immersive. Okay, so Eevee's the immersive. That's super, super cool. Okay, yeah, we're in here right now. So I got the game open. Once the update actually hits, we'll swap over to the game. For those of you who wanted to see the immersive, I will also post the link here in the chat. Give me one sec. Yeah, Eevee's the immersive, it seems. Which card am I most excited for? I mean, nothing specifically in terms of cards. I think all of the evolutions are going to be fun. I'm just excited for hopefully the diversity and the flexibility in which we can build different decks with all of the evolutions. I think that would be really cool. That's my biggest hope, is that we're not locked into like specific archetypes like we were with like Ultra Beasts. I would like to be able to mix and match a little bit more freely. I think considering they gave us gold Pokeball, the gold might be gold Penny, the first ever gold supporter. I don't know if they would ever do gold supporters. I don't know. That's a good question. Love to see a crown professor. That would be cool. We definitely need a full art professor for sure. It's got to be a promo though at some point. All I heard was Umbreon EX. That's right. So yeah, there's the link by the way to the EV. This particular account will probably drop a lot of the stuff as it comes through. Still gonna refresh Pokemon Zone here. Nothing yet. 400 people in the chat. What's going on, guys? Happy set release. We'll maybe do this more often. This is my first time actually live streaming for a set release. Normally I live stream at really strange times and hours. Like I usually live stream like once a week, and it's like on a Saturday or a Sunday night. And those are usually pretty fun. And we usually just play ranked battles. But this is the first time I am live for an actual set release. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully we have a good time. I'm really excited. Did they spoil all the cards? Not all of them. Not all of them. How many packs am I going to rip, Philip? I'm going to open as many as it literally lets me, because at some point Pokemon Pocket tells you that you can't open any more packs in a day. So we're going to open up until we can. We've got like 1,000 Pokegold on the account right now, so we're going to just use as many as we can. What's up, Filiberto? The legend is live. Don't say that. I am definitely not a legend, but I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Not seeing anything else on the Twitters just yet. Just that immersive EV, which is pretty cool. Looks really cool, actually. Hopefully we definitely pull that. This is also my first time awake for a set release, because they're always right after I go to bed, and the Nintendo Lives are always right after I wake up. Yeah. 720 gold? Okay. Cool. Crazy the set didn't leak? Yeah, they haven't leaked in quite some time, honestly, which is disappointing, because I like to speculate. I like to be prepared when the set releases, and I like to have the full set list. I like to go in with all of my planning, but they don't allow us to do that. So we have to wait and see the full set list, and then we just kind of pop off from there. That's kind of the hope, for sure. Maddie took out a loan to open up all the packs tonight. That's right. Thoughts on the Celtics first round pick? I don't know much about him, Jake. I really don't, but I'm excited to see how he develops, or how he kind of fits. It's fun waiting for the packs here with you guys. Sadly, they came out so late. I know, Simon. I know. Obviously, Umbreon EX and Espeon EX, if those do come out, they're probably pretty broken. They're probably kind of nuts. So I am excited also to see those cards if they do come out. No guarantees. We don't know. We don't know. So we're kind of waiting to see. Nothing updated here on Pokemon Zone yet. You said my name right. I'm in love. Good luck on the polls, brother. Hey, it's pure luck. I don't know how I got your name right. There's Espeon EX Jojo. There might be. We don't know yet, but it's probably pretty likely in the EV Grove set. Crown Rare known? I don't think the Crown Rare is known yet. We know the Immersive is Eevee, though. 6:45 here in Scotland. Can't wait to see your initial new deck ideas. AMV68, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in here at 6:45 a.m. That's nuts. You won't catch me awake at 6:45, that's for sure. I appreciate you coming in. I would love Immersive Umbreon. I think the only Immersive that we're getting is that Eevee, if I'm probably assuming correctly, but either way, I would love that too, for sure. For sure. Scotland forever. Do I know how many cards are in the set? I don't think we know exactly. Usually there's like 90 to 100 like total cards. Unique cards, there's probably around 60 to 70, but that's total estimations. I mean, we have absolutely no idea, but normally mini sets are like that for sure. Yo, what's up, Small Genius? Thanks for coming into the stream. Animal Crossing. Well, none of these cards combat Silvally, I wonder. That's a big hope. I mean, we've seen Flareon definitely looks to be a direct counter to something like a Buzzwole. Silvally counters, to be fair, have already sort of started to emerge. Magnezone ended up at the end of last format being a very a good counter to Silvally. And of course, early Sabrinas, things like that. But in terms of being like a fighting type aggressive attacker, that could be a really interesting inclusion. We'll have to see. It's tough because there's no fighting or ground or rock type evolution cards, so I'm not super hopeful about that. But Crown is Umbreon, I would bet. That would be cool, Fatal Bones. How many cards in the 100 will be reprints? Probably a lot. Misty Boss, Loki falling asleep. You gotta stay awake. Come on. I love the vibes of the stream. This is what I love about the Pokemon community, Solitude. Hey, that's what I love about you guys. You guys are super cool, super chill. Almost 500 of you guys here is absolutely insane. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like the stream. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Is there any Shiinotic counters? I'm desperate for those. I mean, not really. The counters to Shiinotic are, KOing the Morlo before it can pop off. I suppose that would be Jolteon. Jolteon is a Pokemon that I'm super high in. High on, I rather. I think this card is crazy. One of the more underrated cards. 60 damage. If you're going first, it can KO all of those basic Pokemon that like to evolve before they're able to evolve. We've never had a card like this that can do 60 damage on your second turn going first. So that's really big. I think Jolteon's gonna be really strong. When's the launch? In a few minutes? Yes, it is in a few minutes. Hoping for a shiny Giratina. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get one at some point for sure. Hoping for a water Pokemon that punches into the meta. Yeah, I hear you, AMV. It would be tough, though, with Oricorio. Oricorio is just tough. It has kind of walled out a lot of the potential water-type decks recently. I'm not fond of the shinies drowning at the chances of other cards. I do agree with that, Ally. It's good, though, for people that are looking to maybe pull some of the older cards, but most of them aren't really relevant in the metagame, so it does kind of bog down the pulls from the newer cards, so I do agree with that for sure. In my honest opinion, Charizard EX is better than Flareon if you can evolve it, Tenchi. Yeah, I think, that's the biggest question that I have personally about Flareon and that particular archetype is it going to be better than Charizard? That's like the big question I have. I think any fire type deck is going to have to compete with Stoke Charizard, but maybe some of the new cards pair well with Charizard. That's something we have to keep in mind. So maybe we'll see that. Kills Oreo with Bag. That's right. That's right, Philip. Excuse me. I don't think the other two EXs will be evolutions. The last pack was Ultra Beasts, and still only two EXs were Ultra Beasts. That's a good point, Giovanni. It's a good point, but we'll just have to see. We don't know yet. 13 more minutes. Greninja Glaceon tech. Greninja Glaceon could be cool, for sure. Give me Slowbro EX. That's right, Garth. I would love Slowbro. Slowbro is one of my favorite Pokemon. Mega Slowbro was my favorite Mega back in the day. You get promo Jolteon, so maybe it won't be that OP. I think Jolteon's OP, but we'll have to see, honestly. I mean, maybe it's just not as good as Silvally, and then, we have to deal with that for sure, right? I feel like it's high order if you want to be something stronger than Charizard EX. That's a good point, Jojo. That's a good point. Maddie, why doesn't EEVE EX have downs like that one EV? Your brother from Mars? I don't know what that means, honestly. 544 of us here and only 74 likes. Throw the man a like. You guys got to like the stream. Let's go. Initially, I wasn't excited for Eevee's Grove, but I've been saving my hourglasses, hoping a rainbow border Umbreon. That would be super cool, Ryan. That would be awesome. I think if there is Umbreon or Umbreon EX, there's got to be a rainbow version of it for sure. Why am I awake? 16-ounce ribeye is my favorite username so far that I've seen. That's incredible. What's going on? Gagan, release when? In 10 minutes. About 11, 10 minutes. New promo Dragonair? Is that true, Mike? That's kind of random if that's the case. We're still waiting for the set to release here on. Okay, so we're getting EV playmats. I do see that on Twitter. There's an EV, or not EV, sorry, a Sylveon playmat, which looks pretty cool. I'm not seeing anything else yet for leaks or card images. We might have to wait for the actual update to unlock within the game. Best Pokemon TCG Pocket YouTuber and facts. Thank you, Morpho. I appreciate that. I love your channel. I appreciate that. Hope you get Gen 3 Pokemon next patch. Gen 3 or Gen 2 is my guess for the next full set for A4. That would be my guess. What's the best mod from Genetic Apex? Greninja? It's a great question. Could definitely be Greninja. There's really not many of them that see that much play anymore. Maybe something like Sabrina or Giovanni, honestly. Or I mean, maybe Misty still. Who knows? Greninja's definitely really good though since Rare Candy came out. I want Gen 5. I love Gen 5, Chucky. It's one of my favorites. This is where I go for the good infos. That's right, Omega. I'm glad I could be useful. Give me the Steven Stone coin. That would be sick. Oh, Dragonair promos account visible from the app. Okay, so maybe there's a new Dragonite in this set. That could be cool. Maddie, what's your favorite EV evolution? Do you mean like in general or like from the cards that we've seen so far? 100 HP attack that heals 30 damage. Okay, that doesn't sound very good. But I guess depending on the energies, it could be fine. 100 damage is crazy. It's probably what 3 or 4 energies. Releases in 10 minutes. Shadow. Savali is so toxic. I refuse to play my own in ranked. Yeah, I feel that. I played a little bit of Savali for sure, but I didn't play Savali Rampardos really much in ranked for sure. But I did play a lot of Buzzwole, so I can't be. I'm not one to talk. I've been running solo Kuno again, and it's still funny. AT trainer Articuno. That's a throwback. Probably not bad, honestly. You do get walled by Oricorio. Kyogre Groudon would be sweet. Dragonite EX Giovanni, that would be cool. Betting on another Dragon EX. I mean, we haven't had a real Dragon EX. We had the promo, right? The Ultra Necrozma, but that card's not good. So, like, a good one would be cool. Garchomp was a ground type. Unfortunately, Dragon type, EX Pokemon would be possibly cool. We could possibly get like a hint as well, in terms of what the next full set will be. Like if we see a bunch of like Generation 3 Pokemon in the set or Generation 2 Pokemon, then that could give us a bit of a hint for what the A4 set could be. So we got to keep that in mind as well. I want to purge the world of Savali and Rampardos decks. They're despicable. I mean, at least they didn't absolutely take over the format. Early on, it looked like they might, Savali Rampardos, but some counterplay emerged, Solgaleo Buzzwole, so things sort of opened up at least a little bit. And at least we didn't, at least it wasn't like too dominant, I guess is my point. It definitely was good. Gate kept a lot of decks. Savali in general was too good, but yeah, it is what it is. EV Bag is the crown rare. Oh, that's probably a good, yeah, that's a good assumption, Angel. I don't know if you're telling me that as a fact or not, but I saw it on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Ooh, I am seeing a Silvally, or not Silvally, a Sylveon Rainbow Rare. Okay, yeah, we're getting some leaks now, guys. We are getting some leaks. So yeah, EV Bag looks to be the crown rare, the gold card. There is a Rainbow Sylveon that I'm taking a look at here on my screen, which is pretty cool. Been waiting all day for this. What's up, Project Spearman? Snorlax EX? Guzzlord Nihilego better than Darkrai Giratina? In some ways. Yo, what's good? What's good? Neo Teabagger, what's going on? I'm seeing that Rainbow Rare too. Yeah. I see it on Twitter. Oh, you guys want to see it? Sure. I mean, I'm just on Twitter, and I'm not like super comfortable just like screen sharing Twitter, but I guess I can just post the link. So here, I'll just post the art. I'll just share it here in the chat. This first link is going to be of the Sylveon Rainbow Rare, and this next one is going to be of the Gold Crown Rare EV Bag. Does it go live at 11 PST? I think so. It goes live at 2 a.m. Eastern time, so I think that's probably what that translates to. If that's correct, I think that's correct. Don't know my time conversions very well. Nihilego with its ability was such a cool addition that it could be splashed into any deck with Poison Barbs. That's a great point, Demon. I think Nihilego could see play for quite some time. I think it's a really good card. Poison Barb is a good card, so they go together very well. How good is EV Bag anyway? It's very good. EV Bag is insane. It's literally Potion and Giovanni put into one item card, which is nuts. The fact that you can play Red and effectively a Giovanni on the same turn and do 30 extra damage as long as you're playing an Evolution is very crazy. One thing to keep in mind is that EV Bag heals 10 or I think it's 20 damage from each one of your Evolution Pokemon, which is nuts, right? So you can heal. It's like Irida. It's like almost like a baby Irida and Giovanni all wrapped up into one item card. You can choose. It's insane. Man, the set is really said Happy Pride we stand. Let's go, Cram. Love the rainbow, but hate crown rare worst one. It does look a little strange. We'll have to see. We'll have to see kind of what comes out of it. I'm hoping Pokemon Zone updates, but again, when the game updates, we'll just go in, open the packs, and we'll see all those cards for the first time as we're kind of opening all the packs, and then we'll do the set review after for sure. That's where we'll kind of I'll press record and we'll get it for the YouTube, so you guys can say what's up to YouTube. You think Flareon is the best? I mean, we've only seen 2 EX cards right now. I think Flareon and Sylveon are both really strong, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure. It is a strong card. I think Flareon's very strong, but we don't know yet. We just don't know. A new house supporter is insane. Do we have a new house supporter? I gotta see. I gotta update the old Twitter, see if we're getting the leaks. Oop, sorry. Oh, and I muted myself. There we go. My bad. Okay. Immersive Eevee looks really good. Yeah, it does look good. What was that one non-EX Flareon confirmed? I mean, it seemed like a leak, but I mean, I guess nothing is truly confirmed until the update comes out. So keep that in mind, I suppose. I am updating Twitter rapidly, trying to find some updates. 5 minutes. Let's go, guys. Yeah, so I'm just seeing the immersive Eevee, seeing that rainbow Sylveon, seeing the gold Eevee bag. That's all I've seen so far in terms of the cards. I guess I could filter. Oh yeah, okay. So I see some leaks here. Yeah, Snorlax EX. Are these real? I am seeing like a very small image of Snorlax EX that I can't deny nor confirm. Could be crazy. 4 colorless energies. It does have an ability, so keep that in mind. We might be getting a Snorlax EX, which is nuts. I don't know how much HP that thing will have. Probably like 200. What's your favorite evolution overall? Not the cards, just the Pokemon. I like Jolteon. I really do. And I like the Leafeon, Glaceon. I think both of those are really cool. But from the original, I would say Jolteon's probably my favorite. Hope there's a Rainbow Umbreon. I do too. Celesteela mixed with Poison Barb, Guzzler, and Nihilego finally got me to Ultra Ball 2 rank. Shout out to you, Gabe. Congrats on the Ultra Ball 2. Question is whether or not Barry would have to work with this potentially new Snorlax. It will not. It will not. So the way that the cards and the names work, any name of a Pokemon that's called out in a supporter specifically only works for the non-EX version of that Pokemon unless specified specifically in the card text. Think we're getting a Dragon EX. It's 2 OP. How long till the drop? About 4 minutes till the drop, coincidentally. So we're getting there. I'm seeing a handful of stuff kind of come through on Twitter, so I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait just another minute or two. We'll get into the game, and then we'll see what we can find once we start opening the packs. Hopefully, we see basically every card. It shouldn't be a big set. We're opening max amount of packs, so we should be able to see basically everything that's coming out in the set. At least that is my hope. I do see the promo Jolteon right now, so I'm getting a visual on that, visual confirmation. Yeah, the berry would have been busted with Snorlax EX. It would have been insane. It would have been absolutely ridiculous. That's rough. I still wish that Cynthion actually worked with Garchomp EX. Again, that would be broken if it did. That'd be absolutely broken. Dragonite EX does 180 for 3 energies. Okay. All right. That's nuts. All right. Spoilers are going to start kind of flooding through the chat, so I can't stop them. So you guys are going to see some spoilers for sure in there. Nothing we can really do about it. But yeah. Once the update comes out, we'll open up the game and we'll start popping off for sure. And I'm excited. I think this set's going to be a sleeper. I've been saying it. I think there's going to be a lot of really, really strong cards. I don't get why they got rid of Fairy for TCG. I don't know either. But I guess simple is probably best. I don't know. I didn't actually play a whole lot of the IRL TCG when Fairy was out, but it's a good point. What's the max packs you can open in a day? I don't know how the number of packs. I think it's like 60 or 80 packs or something like that. So we're going to be opening as many as possible, basically. But we've got all the Pokegold, so we're just waiting for the update to drop, and then I'll put the game up on the screen, and we'll ride with that. 120 packs is the max, roughly. Jeez, all right. Well, looks like we're opening that many packs. You about to find out max packs? Let's go. I wonder if the other EX in the packs are EVs too. I mean, we've seen a Snorlax. I think Snorlax EX is confirmed, and somebody's saying Dragonite, so maybe not. Actually, maybe that's not the case. I was thinking it would be. But again, that was never a confirmation. So looks like we may be not getting other evolutions. Could be getting just other maybe Generation 1 Pokemon, which is interesting to think that we might be kind of getting even more Generation 1 Pokemon. But I guess that's where Eevee's from, right? So I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Yo, what's up, Douglas? Dude, I finally caught a live. You're the man, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. There's 700 plus people in here, which is absolutely insane. Everybody like the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We should be able to pop into the game here soon and start opening packs. 1 minute until 2 p.m. So should be fun. Should be fun. This chat is absolutely ripping. I got to keep up with it. What's up, Project Spearman? What's going on? Need Gen 2 for the next full set. I kind of agree with that. We might be getting Pre-Marina EX. That would be cool. The update is on? Okay. Okay. It's 2 o'clock. Let's hop in. Let's see if we can do it. You guys might beat me to the punch, but I gotta log in on my emulator PC version, and then I gotta put it up on the stream. It'll just take a sec. We'll hop right in a sec. 146 megabits. Yeah, this live stream's popping. We're popping off. We're going nuts, guys. Chat, gotta get that likes up. That's right. How is an EX boost for the Alola starters? Interesting. Okay, we'll get in here and we'll see what's going on. I'm opening up the game now, so we'll see if these packs are indeed available, and they are. All right, let's get it, guys. Let's change this real quick. So you pull this up on the screen for you guys to see. One moment, we can find it. I don't want to open up the wrong thing. This is interesting. I'm not seeing it currently. Give me one sec. I'm trying to figure out OBS. Just give me 1 second, guys. We'll get it going. Let's see. There we go. And we are in. Let me get this one out of here. Window capture. Get rid of that. Make this bigger so you guys can see it. There we go. We're in it, guys. We're what a time to be alive. All right. Time to just open a bunch of packs. We're just getting it. We're just getting right into it. I can't, talk about all the cards and read the packs. So we're going in completely dark. I'm not even looking yet. We're just going to start opening and we're going to look at the cards as we open them. That should be a fun experience. That's what I like to do. I haven't done this on stream, but we're going to just get right into it. It makes you open one pack before you can open 10, but we're going to be opening like 10 at a time. So anyway, guys, EEVEE Grove, let's do it. Let's get it going, guys. Starting right off with a Torkoal, 100 HP, 2 Fire Energies, Flamethrower, 70. Discard a Fire Energy from this Pokemon. So this is exactly what we were talking about as a great leadoff for Flareon. So immediately, this is a card that is perfect for Flareon. So I love to see it. There's the Milcery. We've seen that. New Liepard, 2 Energies, 70. Okay. A new Linton. Okay, interesting. There's the Alcremie. Sure. All right. New cards. Let's do it. Let's do it. Leftovers plus Snorlax. Oh my gosh, this is going to be absolutely broken. All right, let's open 10 packs here, and we'll just start cruising through. 69 cards, funnily enough, in the set. That's there you go. Okay, can I open 10 of these? Oh no, it's just going to be making. It's only going to let me open one at a time because I have like the pack points. That's all right. We'll do one at a time, and then we'll get into the 10 here soon. Here's a new EV. Ooh, draw a card. This is really interesting. We get a couple of rare cards in this particular pack, but yeah, draw cards is interesting. That's an interesting one. Apom, 60 basic, double hit, 20 damage, flip 2 coins, 20 for each heads. Okay. New Salandit, another card that works pretty good with Flareon. So 30 damage, discard a Fire Energy from this Pokemon. There is the new Full Art Vaporeon. Super, super cool. Looks very nice for sure. There's a new Mimikyu. Do you think it would actually be good with the supporter? We'll have to see. Again, guys, we'll have to see. I can't keep up with the chat. I got to talk about the cards for sure. That Vaporeon art is very nice for sure. There's the new Flareon, and there is the card that we saw in the leak. So that is confirmed. This is 1 Fire Energy and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So this works for anything. Really, really cool. I really like this particular card. I like that for sure. Okay. All right. The first few packs are going to take a while because we're going to be talking about the cards as we pull them. But it's all right. It's okay. We got some time here to go over the set. All right, we just got to do one at a time for now. New Dragonite, let's go. Full Art Vaporeon, nice, yeah, for sure. Primarina EX, oh, here's the Penny. So we've seen this before. This card's kind of a meme, but yeah, there's Penny. Apom again. Alola, Water Pulse, 3 energies, okay. There's a Poplio, okay, interesting. So like you said, ooh, a new Serena. Kickdown, 50 damage. Your opponent reveals a random card from their hand and shuffles it into their deck. Hello, okay. We have Mallow, so this card could be broken. It's also more HP than the other Serena, which was at 130, I believe. We have Leaf Cave. This card is broken. 1 energy? Are you kidding me? That card is absolutely insane. What? We playing Control? We're playing Control Serena with Mallow with Leaf Cave? That's broken. I can't even describe to you. That's insane. That's wild. 1 energy for the Serena, rare candy, turn 2? That's insane. That's crazy. That card is broken. That card is genuinely broken. We'll have to explore that further. Leftovers, here it is, guys. New tool card. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, heal 10 damage from that Pokemon. pretty good. Not a bad card. This is going to be basically the difference between Poison Barb and Rocky Helmet. This is now the alternative version of Giant Cape, right? So would you rather have 20 HP for one attack, or if you're going to be living more than 2 attacks, leftovers would be better, right? That's really what it comes down to. New Token tomorrow. This does work with the supporter card. I forget, is it Sophocles? 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. If your attack, deal 30 damage. 2 energies, not great. There's the new Dragonair, 60 for 2. And there's a Leafeon. Okay. Okay. 6-ounce ribeye pulled a rainbow Snorlax. Oh my gosh. Okay. We now should be able to dive right into like the 10 packs at a time. And hopefully just cruise through these packs a little bit quicker. It's a tool version of Shaman. Yeah, but it's got to be in the active. In most scenarios, Giant Cape will still be better. But Guzma does exist anyway, so, you know, we'll have to see. All right, 10 packs. Let's get it. We've got 1,000 Pokegold. We're going to go until it stops. Go look at D-Knight. We'll take a look at them, guys, as we open them for sure. Shiny Zapdos EX. Oh my gosh. Vanillite. Okay, so some Gen 5 Pokemon. Sweets. Oh, this is another Sweets Relay. A Water-type Sweets Relay. Very interesting. Okay. Might be more to that archetype. A Meltan. Sure. Litten. We've seen. A Tropius. Oh. Ooh, what a beautiful card here. This is Moltres EX, the Inferno Dance, but a shiny Moltres. That's a very, very cool card. We've seen it before. Squovit, sure. Okay. There's a Torkoal. Whiscash, 4 energies, 130. Also does 10 damage to each of your Pokemon. Don't know how I feel about the Whiscash for sure. There's another Vanillite, Squovit, Woobat, a Greedent. Okay. 3 colorless, Enhanced Fang, 50 damage. If this attack is a tool card, does 50 more. That's a colorless Pokemon. Not terrible at 120. Okay, and a new Metal, just 90 damage for 3. Okay, nothing too special there. There's Penny. Wait, How Trainer's busted? We'll have to wait and see. Mienfoo, Kickshot, basic Pokemon, 40 damage, but flip a coin if Tails does nothing. Another Brionne, Poplio, and a small Sylveon. Okay, this is a new card. I've not seen this. Evo Harmony, 40 damage if this attack, or this attack does 30 more damage for each evolution Pokemon on your bench. Okay, so it can do 130 for 2? That's broken. That's genuinely broken. We have the big Sylveon as well. That card is pretty good. Okay, we got some potential there. So we could potentially play 4 EVs, you know, a couple Sylveon EXs, maybe those Sylveons. That's just kind of broken, honestly. Kind of nuts. New Ambipom, Catching Tail. This is a stage 1, 90 HP. Once during a turn, you may put a random Pokemon tool card from your deck into your hand. Okay, so this is maybe the first Pokemon tool card search that we've gotten. Quite interesting for sure. I don't know exactly where we'll get that application for sure, but interesting. Please let my free-to-play account pull something useful in my 10 packs. Yo, you guys are opening up. I know we're all opening packs right now. A new Mawile. Okay, Powerful Vice, 30 damage, flip a coins, or paralysis. Okay, flip a coin, paralysis. This is the Slurpuff. I don't think we had... Did we had seen this? The evolution? I don't know if we did or not. I don't think we did. This is Sweets Relay, so it acts the same as Alcremie. So we have 2 options for Sweets Relay, which is pretty cool. There's the Glaceon. Apom. Okay. Applin, interesting. All right, nothing else to do. We did see the Applin. There's the Mienshao, 2 energies, 70. Not too crazy. Purloin, playful knockdown, discard all tool cards from your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, we have seen that. There's another Purloin. Sableye, okay. There's this Broken Serena card. This card is insane. I don't know how else to describe it to you guys. This card's nuts. It really is. Dragon AX 180 attack, but the next turn it can't attack. Probably not useful. We'll have to see. There's the Swirlix. A new Incineroar, non-EX. This is pretty cool. Darkest Lariat. 100 damage, flip 2 coins, 100 for each heads. This card's nuts. That card is kind of crazy. I don't think it will see play because it's inconsistent. There's the new Torracat, but that's a crazy attack. That's a crazy, crazy attack. There's a Dragonair, Leafeon, Woobat, Squovit, and Ambipom. Getting a lot of duplicates already, but that's the first 10 packs. We did get Shiny Moltres. I don't think we've gotten any like new EX Pokemon, which is a bit scary. I'm not going to lie. We got it. We're hoping. We're praying for some of the new EX Pokemon. We got to build the decks, and we're opening a lot of packs here. So the math should just work out in our favor. Already 39 out of 69, which is pretty good. Let's open 10 more. Just got a Shiny Gallade. Okay, so Shiny Gallade's in the set as well. That's pretty cool. I just got a Wonder Pick with 3 2-stars and 2 rainbows. That's insane. That's nuts. Good luck on your picks. Shiny Curlia. What? Mienshao. Ooh, new Carbink. Hard roll, 30 damage, flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Okay. 2 Carbink. Sure. There's the Vanillish with Sweets Relay yet again. and an Espeon. Okay. Okay, okay. We need EXs, guys. That's what we need. Applin, Greedent, Purloin, and Penny. Okay. We're still no of the new odd did know. Okay. Do the wave, 20 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. Okay, all right. There's a new Bond Suite. I think that one's got 60 HP, so that is a direct upgrade to Bonsui. Here's how. Okay. All right, here we go. New supporter. During this turn, attacks used by your Decidueye EX, Incineroar EX, or Primarina do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. So this will be really, really strong for Incineroar decks. So that's my first assumption. I have not seen Primarina EX yet. Incineroar is an archetype that's not bad. It does have a 1 energy attack. So now doing plus 30 to that 1 energy attack really early in the game could be extremely strong, plus the second attack as well. Decidueye likes to hit the bench. That's mainly what it does, but this flexibility to do 130 to the active now, definitely quite strong. And we got it, guys. We got Dragonite EX. Here it is. Okay. So Dragon type, 180, no weakness, retreat cost of 2. 180 is a lot. 200 with Giant Cape is a lot. Rare Candy does exist. Water, Lightning, and a colorless. Now, we do have Zeraora. So a card like this is probably much better than we might assume with things like Dawn, with Zeraora, maybe some other things as well. We also have Manaphy. So we could be playing like Manaphy, Zeraora, Dragonite. Could be kind of crazy. 180 can attack on your next turn. Interesting for sure. Definitely very, very interesting. Crazy. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy card. We'll have to see if it sees play. I mean, you're effectively 1-8 KOing everything in the game. So we can kind of afford with 180 HP to come in, take a KO, just take a hit, similar to how Stoke Charizard does, and then maybe we just attack again so we can stay alive for at least 2 turns, and that's definitely going to be pretty good. I like Dragonite. I think it has a lot of potential. 180 is 180, no matter how you slice it. There's the Vanillix. Okay, so double spin, 80 damage, flip 2 coins, 80 for each hits. Okay, so we're probably not playing Vanillix in the Sweets Relay deck, but the other cards before it do have, of course, the Sweets Relay attacks. Minchino, a second Dragonite. Okay, I think the game wants us to play Dragonite EX. I believe that's what the game is telling me right now. We get a couple of full arts in this pack. That's pretty cool. Another Vaporeon. Okay, so we got our Vaporeon playset. And the Leafeon. Okay, we've seen this card. This was the one that was actually announced previously. But here it is, Leafeon. Maybe one of the evolutions that we'll never see play. Chatot. Okay, tone deaf, 10 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Okay, so we can just lead off the game with confusion right off the bat. That's quite interesting for sure. New Drampa, 100 HP, basic dragon Pokemon, 2 colorless, 70 damage, flip coins. If tails, this attack does nothing. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Very, very interesting. This could be also a pretty decent pairing, honestly, with Flareon. So I quite like that for sure. All the full arts are evolutions. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Here's a new Appleton, stage 1 energy, and it's Sweets Relay. Okay, 40 damage for each one of your Pokemon with Sweets Relay. This might be the best version. There's a lot of potential for the Sweet stuff, the Sweets archetypes. There's a lot of Pokemon in the set that do the Sweets attacks, so I'm actually quite interested in that. Galvantula, 80 HP, 70 damage, Electric Shock, discard all energies. Attach this Pokemon, and we also get Paralysis. Okay, not terrible. There's the Dratini, Milcery, Woobat, and the new Flareon. Okay, we've only seen Dragonite so far as EX Pokemon go, but that's okay. New Mimikyu. Try to imitate. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. That's very interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. It's probably still, even with Acerola, probably not going to be that good still. We'll have to see. Just because it's not guaranteed. Okay, so EEVEE, there you go. There's the full art EEVEE. Pretty cool. Torkoal again, Salandit, Ambipom, Frillish, and Leafeon. Okay. Man, we have so many cards to open. Budget Mew? Yeah. In a way. Yeah. Mienfoo, Barboach, Steenie. Okay, I think that's also better than the other Steenie. Swoobat. Okay. That Swoobat actually probably wasn't that terrible. I didn't look at it, but it was 1 energy attack. Oh, Gabe hit the immersive. Let's go. Yes, a new way to play. Super, super cool, guys. Bunch of new cards. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised. There's a lot of decent cards that I've seen so far. The only EXs we pulled so far have been Dragonite, unfortunately. Hopefully we pull some non-Dragonite EX cards, but I've heard they are pretty good, so we'll have to see. I'm curious about Snorlax and Primarina for sure. Definitely. No EV EX yet, no Flareon, no Sylveon. Third set in a row where whoa, shiny Farfetch'd right off the bat. Okay. Is this a God Pack? God Pack? Nah, no God Pack. Mawile, Purloin, Vanillish, Serena. Okay. Appleton, Torcat, Poplio. Another Drampa. You got the Rainbow Snorlax. Yo, congratulations, Alex. Drampa, Alola, Bounce Sweet, another Leftovers. Okay. Just completing the solo missions but first before we pulling both of the hourglasses and getting level up. Yeah, that's smart. Smart move, Jojo. Mienfu. Ambipom. Okay, all right, guys. The pulls here are a little sketchy. They're a little bit sketchy right now. We gotta pop off. Dragonair, Drampa, Dragonair again, and another Eevee. Okay. Already completed half the new packs release. So sick. Let's go. Let's go. Purloin, Vanillite, Melmetal, another Flareon. 900 people almost in the chat. You guys are insane. Hope you guys are having fun. We're just cracking open a bunch of packs right now, and then we're going to be doing like a full set review of the set. So if you guys are curious on my opinions on all of the cards coming out, stay tuned for sure. Melmetal. There's an Umbreon. Okay. So we haven't got an Umbreon yet. There we go. All of those evolutions are hollow cards, so it might be tough to pull them all for sure. What are the odds of a 10-pack with no EXs or above? Anyone know? That's seemingly pretty high in my mind. At least is what I've seen so far. Not a lot of EXs. Excuse me. Litten, Drampa, Vanillish, Applin, Tropius. We're blazing through them, guys. Whiscash, Torcat, Swirlix, Slurpuff, and yeah, no EXs. Not a single EX in that entire 10-pack, which is definitely unfortunate. Hopefully we get a bit better. What's going on, Noah? M7 Reaper, what's going on? What's up, Evan? Got to finish that set. Hopefully you guys are getting very good pulls. I would love to finish the set. We'll have to see, but I'm hoping you guys also have incredible luck. We need EX Pokemon other than Dragonite. Dragonite was cool, but I would like to see the other EX Pokemon for sure. I am, however, getting decent luck on the 3 diamonds. Okay. Stay positive. Any traders or items that weren't released? Yeah, there was a supporter and a tool card, Stinky. Slanted, Audino, Alcremie. You can stack the EV bags. That's right. You can play 2 in 1 turn. Absolutely broken. Joltik, Lipard. Pinsir Shiny. Okay. Purloin, Mienfu, Meltan, Slurpuff. Guys, what are these pulls right now? We need EXs. We need EXs. We're struggling pretty heavily. There's a Leafeon. Pokemon Zone updated? Okay, cool. We'll take a look at the full set list. Regardless, I just passed an EV bag. That was my first one. At least one EV bag has been secured. Sableye, Apom, Mienshao. I feel like our luck has been pretty rough. I haven't seen an EX card in like 20 packs, so I don't know what to say about that. We need EXs. Oh, okay. So this is a full art trainer, or is this a Pokemon? I can't tell. But we did get a full art here, and it is it's Dragonite. The game is telling me something, guys. It's telling me to play Dragonite. This is a cool full art, though. Pretty cool full art. The only EX we've seen so far has been Dragonite, but that's a cool one. I'll take it. Technically, we don't have that card yet, so. We'll take the Dragonite. There's the How. This is a new one. Stinky was asking. There you go. Bounsweet, Alamola, Vanillish, Mienshao. 3 Dragonite boys. We're playing maxed out Dragonite. We're doing it. We're going all in. It's the only deck we have. That's what the video will be about. This will be a Dragonite video. All right, 10 more packs. We got plenty more packs to open, so I'm hoping we hit some EX luck here soon. 60 out of 69. So in fact, basically every card that we've yet to open in the pack so far have been all of the other EXs. So there are 2 full arts for Dragonite. Oh, that's pretty cool. My one worry is that Oricorio will still shut down Primarina. We'll have to see. I haven't seen Primarina yet, so I'm waiting. Even if we don't open all the cards, we'll do the full set review for sure on Pokemon Zone after the fact. Oh, there we go, guys. There it is. The immersive. Finally. And it's EVEX, so we haven't gotten an EVEX, even the normal art before, so here we go. We'll watch the quick little video here. I do like the art. Very cute, very colorful. I like it. Honestly, just at first glance, one of my favorite immersives. I just think it plays kind of with the vibe of the set really well. I like it. I really do. Here it is in the flesh, the immersive. For anybody that hasn't seen it yet, that's very cool. That's very, very cool. I love that card. VV Evolve. All right. Well, we got an Eevee. God Pack? No. Poplio, Swirlix. Imagine if we did get a God Pack. That'd be pretty cool. I'd have to clip it. We'd have to go viral on the clip. Eevee, Dratini, Galvantula, Barboach, another Umbreon. That immersive is clean. Slurpuff is broken with or without Sweet's Relay archetype. It's not a bad Pokemon, I'll tell you that much. The sweet stuff is very interesting. A shiny Ekans. Okay. A little green snake. Very random. But sure. We'll take it, I guess. I was going to make Incineroar EX go nuts. 60 damage plus burn. for 1 energy is insane. Yeah, Incineroar is going to be an absolute menace with that new house supporter. I'm absolutely terrified. And I think that Incineroar just might kind of take the cake because that is just in general very, very broken. I was thinking Flareon would be good, but that buff to Incineroar is exactly what Incineroar needed. Certainly going to be one of the strongest, I guess, upgraded cards, upgraded archetypes from this set because that house supporter is nuts. It really is, and it's specifically for EXs, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. Incineroar wasn't a weak EX Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. Um, so yeah, hope there's some tech with Dragonite EX to make him really good. I think the tech is just going to be utilizing probably things like Manaphy, like Zero or like Dawn, just to get it set up and just start hitting. We have rare candy, so a lot of support around that around Dragonite. Honestly, as far as like energy requirements go, I mean, three's not bad. One colorless, one electric, one water is not bad at all. It really isn't. Like that's pretty chill. You think Savali and Incineroar will pop off? Oh, that's such a great point, actually. It will, yeah. People will probably play Incineroar with Silvally. It's gonna be terrifying. It's gonna be tough to top that for sure. You know, especially like against Buzzwole. Like if they do go turn 2 Rare Candy Incineroar, like all of the Pokemon in Buzzwole are gonna get KO'd basically by that. So that's pretty nuts. Okay, still lacking basically all of the EX cards, so we'll try to find some more. Shiny Moltres, shout out. 17K, that's right, Stinky. We've opened a lot of cards. But yeah, how is not good with Savali? No, but it's still, it's probably, we'll have to see. Incineroar's just broken. Maybe we just play the full Incineroar line and we just kind of go only Incineroar. The Rainbow Snorlax, I've heard word about the Rainbow Snorlax. I would love to open it up. It looks very, very cool. There's another EV bag, and that might be the second one. So at least we have our EV bags. Maybe the evolutions aren't even like the core of the set, honestly. Some of these other cards that I'm hearing, Snorlax, Dragonite, and Incineroar now, all seem kind of broken. We'll have to see. I'm very curious. Once we get the full set list, we'll start cooking. We'll start absolutely cooking for you guys. There's Jolteon. Okay, cool. Love Jolteon. Audino, Steenie, Litten, Penny, Appleton. Leftovers. Another Umbreon. Our pack luck is still rough, guys. We have not opened a lot of EX Pokemon whatsoever. So we're really hoping. Actually, how might be able to work if you have Incineroar on your bench? Yeah, for sure. I played all the Incineroar when he released to hit Masters. Hey, there you go. He's now even better now. He's now even better. What in the Prismatic Delusions pack luck? Yeah, we're struggling here. We have 7 more cards, and I think it's basically almost only exclusively all of the EX Pokemon that we have to open. 1 EX thus far? Nuts. I know. Wait, did Zygarde complete form? Set to get Eevee? All right. What do we got? Liepard, Mawile, Salandit, Swirlix, Alcremie? We're going, guys. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting just slightly nervous here. I'm trying to keep my cool, trying to keep my composure, trying to get all the cards that we need. These EXs, man, we were not getting very lucky. I'll tell you that much. I just pulled 3 out of 10 packs and got gold EV bag and 2 EV immersive. Wild, yo, Tanner, that's insane, dude. Insane luck. Congrats. Oh, okay. There is a full art Umbreon, so I don't think there's an Umbreon EX. I haven't heard anything about it, but we do have this cool full art Umbreon. Definitely a really, really cool card. I like that. This is a sign that I got to hit Masters with Dragonite. That's right. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do it. Dragonite seems busted, but I don't know. The Incineroar attack with How is going to be crazy. That deck is just going to pop off. It's going to be absolutely insane. Hey, there we go. Okay, finally, I'm sweating over here, guys. I was sweating. Snorlax EX. So 160. Okay, so not that much HP. I was thinking we'd get like a 180 basic with Snorlax, but less than Wishy-Washy. So 160 basic, colorless, full mouth manner at the end of your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, heal 20 from it. Okay, so definitely synergizes well with leftovers. So that's 30 per turn. We could play this with Wigglytuff to do even more healing. We have PCL for sure, and then flop down punch 130. And then it's now asleep. Okay, so this is definitely something that we're meant to be played with, like Pokemon Center Lady or even like the Poffin card, which can heal you. So, and cure your status conditions. I don't hate it. 4 energies is steep. I'm not gonna lie, but we have a lot of ways to generate energy. And Snorlax is a Pokemon that can come in. 130 is not a bad number. It can KO a lot of Pokemon. We also have red. We have Giovanni, so we can boost that damage. This is a good card. I'm not writing this card off yet. It's also a basic Pokemon, so we got to keep that in mind for sure. Got to keep that in mind. I like this card for sure. Decidueye decks are going to be killer. Yeah, I mean, how is directly a buff to Decidueye as well, which is pretty cool. Definitely pretty relevant. And there is the full art Sylveon. Really, really cool card. And this is the non-EX. So this is like the Evo Harmony. This card is crazy. Every time I read this card, it sounds nuts. 30 damage for each evolution card on our bench. So we can have 3 on our bench. That's 90 plus 40 is 130 for 2 energies. That's nuts. Yeah, Barry will not work, Vern. Barry, unfortunately, will not work with Snorlax EX. Oh, and the full art Flareon. Oh, this is my favorite so far. The assist healer Flareon. That art is really, really cool. I love that. Claydol legit shuts down Snorlax EX. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some Pokemon that do. Of course, Oricorio for sure is going to shut down Snorlax. But hey, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's a lot of ways you could play Pokemon like this. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, never mind. Sorry. I thought this was a God Pack. Never mind. We're just entering the cards. I literally thought we had a God Pack for a second, and I was super confused. But no. It didn't happen. False alarm. False alarm, guys. All right, 10 more. Let's do it. I thought it was. I didn't know where we were. I got a little bit. I was freaking out. I was getting crazy. We're honestly due some God Pack luck here, considering how the pulls have been. Let's keep going, guys. We got a ton more packs to open. We got to start cruising through this. We got to start going quick. Real sleepy hours. That's right, Demon. That fooled me for a second. Fooled me too, Thrill House. Shiny Electrode. Okay. Sure. Why not? Forgot that card existed. A lot of shinies, not a lot of EXs. I would rather have EXs than shinies. Somebody was talking about that earlier. Taking away from our EX luck, pulling all these shiny Pokemon. Hey, there it is. Okay, so we got a Sylveon EX. Got a Sylveon EX. I like this card. I definitely do. A lot of potential with the new Sylveon cards for sure. Plus we have Espeon as well. But Sylveon EX is good. I'm sure it's going to see play in some decks. So good to definitely have the Sylveon. It's interesting to get the perspective on everything. Like now that we have the full set list, like when I look at it as a whole, I've yet to see Primarina yet. There's a shiny Voltorb. Okay, so we've got a Voltorb Electrode stuff figured out. Oh, we got a new EX. Is this Flareon? I think that is. Okay. Yes, sir. There it is. Flareon EX Combust. This is still a good Pokemon. I really believe that this is still a quality Pokemon. Is it better than Incineroar EX with How and Rare Candy? We'll have to see for sure. We'll definitely have to see. But Flareon, I'm thinking this card's gonna be pretty good. Rare Candy's just strong though. I'll tell you what. The Rare Candy stuff is kind of nuts. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that. Just open the full set, Chandra. Yo, congratulations. Yeah, Ramp is OP. Finally getting the X's. Yes. All right. We got some at least. We've gotten some of the X's. Only 3 cards left. So we're missing Primarina. We are missing EEVEE EX, the normal art, and then we're missing Cinccino, which I guess isn't an EX. So interesting. We just haven't pulled that yet. I assume that's just a holo, unless there is a Cinccino EX or Cinccino. Bro, just pulled Umbreon EX, full art, first pack. Is there an Umbreon EX? I don't know if I believe that. Is there? I haven't heard that yet. Went to the non-EX Incineroar. What's it do? You flip 2 coins and then you do 100 damage for each heads for, I think, 2 energy. So it's not, or 3 energy. It's not weak. It's pretty strong. It is coin flippy, of course. But yeah, kind of nuts. No, okay. No Umbreon. Okay. Oh, shiny Gardevoir. Okay. So Gardevoir also. Okay. So a lot of the, Pokemon from Genetic Apex are still getting shinies, which is cool. And there's the Glaceon, where I think we've almost hit like the full art sort of collection here. I don't remember which ones we haven't gotten so far, but they all look really cool. I am a big fan of the arts for the full arts for sure. Joltik, Appleton, Brion, and another Jolteon. Maybe they confused the full art, for an EX. Yeah, that could be the case. Fair play, right? Happens all the time. Another EV. If you click on the pack points page, you can see the cards. I can confirm no Umbreon EX. All right, Baron, I appreciate you. Oh, here's a second Snorlax. So cool to see. It's not the Rainbow Rare. The Rainbow looks really cool. I would love to pull it, but at least we got 2 copies of the Snorlax EX, and then there's our second copy of the full art Glaceon. Love to see it. Love to see it. Steel type pack here. Okay. All right, let's go. We got to cruise. We got to cruise. It's 2:30 in the morning. We can't be up all night. 1,000 people are in the chat though. This is insane. Maybe we just go all night. If 1,000 people are tuning in, what's going on, guys? Don't forget to like the stream. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy this set. I think this set was a sleeper. I think there's a lot of really, really strong cards that came out in this mini set. I'm really excited. I think the meta is going to be shaken up pretty dramatically. Very curious about Primarina though. I do want to see what Primarina looks like. So hopefully we pull it. 1,000 people on the stream is insane. What's going on? Drive Check Vanguard. What's up, Small Genius? What's up, Trailer Swift? What's up, the TNT Mike, Omega, Demon, Vern, Solitude, Jojo? Shout out to everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Got to catch work soon? Oh no, Thrill House. Oh no. What am I looking forward to deck wise? We'll get into it a bit once we do the full set list for sure. I'm still missing 3 cards from the set, but there's a lot. There's a lot of potential. There really is. There really is. I think that the house stuff is crazy. Like that's a massive buff to the Alola starter EX Pokemon. And Primarina, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm assuming it's probably pretty decent as well. Incineroar getting massively buffed. I still think Flareon is decent. Snorlax and Dragonite are very interesting in my mind. We'll have to kind of read into that a little bit. I don't know how I really feel about the Sylveon stuff. I think Sylveon's pretty strong still, but either way, I'll be curious to see exactly how that works. The 1-star EX pull rate is crazy, for sure. There's another Sylveon. Is continuous winning streak coming for Hyperball League? Martin, yes. I think the win streaks are coming this upcoming ranked season, which should be starting in just a day or two, probably tomorrow or the day after maybe. So yeah, should be coming pretty soon. Purloin, Sylveon, okay. Primarina plus leftovers plus Irida, infinite healing, about 70. Okay. So Primarina heals is what I'm getting at. Heals itself. Oh, Espeon. We needed Espeon. There it is. Very cool. Very, very cool card. Have we gotten the normal art Espeon? I think we have. But this is also insane. The art is so, so good on these EV cards. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely insane. I hope Primarina is solid because water just feels behind the rest at the moment. I mean, we have a lot of water support. So, we have rare candy, like a rare candy, a good rare candy, like stage 2 water type Pokemon. Plus, we have How is very enticing. It could be absolutely busted. We'll have to see. The Sweets Relay stuff does seem pretty strong, actually. Large, shout out Pocket Mats for being one of the greatest content creators for this game. You're generally one of my favorite guys to watch. Hey, man, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Poplio, Steenie, Chatot, Leafeon. Just realized there's no Fighting yet. Yeah. Still have to consider Oricorio. Yeah, no matter what, no matter how you think about it, Oricorio is going to be strong. It's going to be something that you have to think about. So there's always going to be the choice between a lot of the decks, right? Of, what's the best possible, most consistent, strongest way I can play a deck. And then you have to consider if maybe we have to make the deck just a little bit worse to contend with Oricorio, right? We've seen that for sure. Like certain decks sort of are made just a little bit worse. Just so that they can at least not auto-lose to Oricorio. And that's probably going to be the case for something like Incineroar, and maybe some of these other new archetypes. We'll have to wait and see for sure. The evolutions can get around it because we can play just a couple copies of like the non-EX evolutions, but yeah. We'll have to see how that kind of plays out for sure in the metagame. It'll develop quickly, guys. Trust me. There's going to be a lot of stuff that changes in the metagame. Again, I think everything's going to get absolutely just turned on its ear again. Going to be completely different, and we're going to be covering it the full way for sure. There's no full art supporters? There might be. I don't know. I haven't seen any yet, but that doesn't mean there aren't. I assume there's probably a How and a Penny. Oh, guys. Rainbow alert. Rainbow alert. Type in the chat what kind of rainbow EX you think this is going to be. Turned on its ear? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's saying, man. I don't know what that means. What is this going to be? Let's see. What is it going to be? Oh, it's the Snorlax. Okay, there it is. The Rainbow Snorlax, guys. We got it. We got it. A very funny card. Like he's eating all the berries. He's eating the leftovers. That's a cool card. Rainbow Snorlax. Okay. Still no Primarina yet. But other than that, we're doing pretty good on the EXs. No normal art EV EX for sure. Which do I want most? Ooh, Rainbow Primarina. That sounds pretty cool. Me after Thanksgiving. Yo, facts. Literal facts. I'm honestly curious if Giant Cape will end up just being better for Snorlax still. Well, it'll be interesting for sure. The disparance, like the difference between Giant Cape and Leftovers is going to be really particular. It's going to matter, of course, what the matchups are. Like I think the formats mostly so far have been about like two hit KOing. So it probably it's interesting. Definitely interesting. We'll have to see. It does counter things like poison for sure and burn, but um, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Leftovers, Giratina, Darkrai. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I think in a lot of scenarios, Giant Cape's still going to be better than Leftovers. That's kind of how I feel about it. Because it has to be in the active spot to heal, right? You can't have Leftovers and then bench the Pokemon, retreat to the bench, and then still heal. There's the Chinchina, which we've yet to open. There it is. Kind of a throwaway card, but at least we have it now. Can't Leftovers allow you to survive normal poison entirely? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be good in those types of scenarios. But, if you're going to get two hit KO'd anyway, like we would rather play Giant Cape because it provides the same value. The only times Leftover provides more value than Giant Cape is if we're living 2 attacks anyway, right? So we're getting that third turn of healing. That's really what it comes down to. Oh, that's a shiny. Okay, I was like, what is that? It is a shiny Ralts. Okay, cool. I hope Dark Tina never comes back. I hated that meta. I mean, Dark Tina's been around for quite some time, but with Oricorio, it'll remain in check. It's not going to be by far the best deck in the game because Oricorio does exist. Full Art Jolt, and I think you get all of the arts. Oh, that's right. We don't have Full Art Jolteon. It's my favorite one too. I gotta wait and see what it looks like. The cards in the set are super cute. Prima Rainbow and the EV pack, gold pack already. That's awesome. Just opened all my free to play packs, and now the only deck I can play is 18 Trainer Shiny Articunos. That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, Angel. But RIP. Yeah, rare occurrence to see Ralt's eyes. That's a good point. So yeah, guys, we're missing normal art EVEX, and we are still missing Primarina. And then other than that, we've gotten at least one copy of every other card in the set, which is pretty cool. We are missing Jolteon as far as the full arts go, but other than that, I think we're close to kind of completing that. And we are at our limit for the day. That is it, guys. No more 10 packs at least. We might be able to. No, okay, yeah, we are at our limit. So there it is. No more packs, at least for today. So no Primarina. We're not building any Primarina decks. No EVEXs as well, which is definitely going to limit our ability to maybe play some of the EVEX decks. But again, we'll have to see. Hopefully, we can still make some type of a video tomorrow about a new deck for sure. Okay, so there it is, guys. We're going to hop on over to PokemonZone.com, and then we're going to go ahead and do our full set review. So you guys can stay tuned for that. If you guys want to hear my in-depth opinions about the strategic opinions and the metagame analysis of all of the new cards in the set, I am going to be recording this for YouTube, so it might be a little bit awkward. But you guys can kind of stick around and definitely hang out and watch it for sure. Pro's going to build Dragonite and Snorlax deck, dude. Maybe we're going to be forced to do that for sure. Did you get your pack reward from Ranked? Oh yeah, I probably did. I did. Did that come out yet, or is that tomorrow? Oh yeah, results announced. Pretty cool. We ended 2853. So we get our emblem. Yeah, there you go. Top 5,000. Maybe we hit top 1,000. We'll have to see. 100 hourglasses. Okay. Well, we can open a couple more packs at least then. Shout out to whoever mentioned that. Yeah, shout out to you guys for mentioning that for sure. We can actually get all the hourglasses as well from the things. We also have 620 pack points. But we'll do that. We'll do it at another time. Can I open 10? No, I gotta open one at a time, unfortunately. No big deal. How'd you even get master rank? It's impossible for me to get anywhere beyond ultra. I always get ultra rank. I mean, I don't know, dude. Just watch the videos. Watch the vids, man. And I don't know what else to say. I kind of give all of my opinions and all my decks and all my strategies and most of my gameplay as well is on stream or in the video. So if you're curious, it's all on the channel basically. Snap just got a second full art Flareon EX. Let's go, Omega. Let's go. Couple more packs here. We still have a chance to see that Primarina and the EV. Play the best deck in counter meta and get lucky. That's right. Yeah. The last few expansions were pretty cool though. There's probably like 5 to 10 decks at any given time that you could play and probably grind up to master. One thing that I would recommend always is to just play, kind of the same deck for a while, really learn the deck list, and then play a bunch of games. It really is a math game, especially now with win streaks in Ultra Ball. It's definitely just going to come down to how many games you play and how lucky you get on your win streaks for sure. That's definitely going to be a big part of it. Looks like I'm playing Flareon. All right, Omega. Flareon's busted, so the Snorlax deck sounds fun to play. Yeah, definitely. Okay, we still got some packs. If I need to, I can always pop off some pack points if I need to craft like an EV or something. Hopefully Primarina isn't like super busted because I'm not going to be able to, probably make a video on Primarina, but we'll make a video on something else for sure. You're gonna want to stay tuned for that. Probably coming tomorrow at like 4 o'clock. The full set review will be out on YouTube probably in the morning, but um, yeah, like the first sort of gameplay video, like the first deck that I kind of pop off with, Serena deck day one, dude. Serena's nuts. It's absolutely broken. I wish we could play more than 2 copies of it. That's still inherently like the downside. We can only play 2 copies of Steenie or the whatever the basic evolution is. So unfortunately, we're a little bit limited in that sense. But yeah, Flareon seems good, but discarding 2 fire energy seems bad. But that's just me. Yeah, but its ability allows you to bring those energies back, and you can just manually attach. So it can attack turn after turn. You do just take 20 damage on your turn, though, which is a big difference. You are going to take some damage, at least 1 per turn, to bring that energy back. But Flareon can attack turn after turn for 130, which is pretty cool. The upside to Flareon, though, is that it can get set up while it's on its bench. But for sure. For sure. The new rank system changes for Ultra Ball and Master Ball and Ranked are nice changes. Yeah, they definitely are, I think. I don't know if we need to win streaks in Master Ball, but Ultra Ball is definitely a good inclusion. Definitely. The grind through Ultra Ball was definitely a bit too long and grindy for a lot of people, is what I'll say. Almost at 18,000 cards. All right, this will be our last pack, and then we go into the set review. Let's see. This is going to be the God pack, guys. I can feel it. No, nothing. Okay. All good. Okay. So we're missing 1 EVEX and then 2 Primarina. And I think we've gotten basically everything else. I think maybe we have 1 Flareon, 1 Sylveon. So we can always craft something if we need to make a deck for sure. So no biggie. Okay. I'm going to swap over to PokemonZone.com so we can do our set review. Let me swap this over. Right here. Good. Good, good, good. Put it like right there. All right. Let's refresh. And here is the full set list. Okay, cool. We're in it. We are super into it. Okay, guys. Shout out to everybody that joined the stream here. Stay tuned. Like I said, feel free. If you want to hear me go in depth on all of these cards, give my full set review, probably go for the next like 30, 40 minutes or so. Feel free to stick around. But anybody that was just here for the packs, I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. A bunch of videos are coming on the channel. Definitely. But anyway, guys, let's get right into this set review. Going to be a little bit awkward at the beginning because I'm going to do my YouTube intro. You guys know how I do YouTube videos. I do them all in one take. So you're going to want to, of course, just understand that, we're going to be recording a YouTube video here. So it might be a little bit strange, but anyway, you guys can get it live. But if you're watching this live, make sure you still watch the full set review video when it comes out. You got to support me as well. Okay. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. How many God packs have I pulled in total? I think 2 in all of the packs I've opened. But yeah, anyway, live YouTube vid. Let's go. All right. Don't make me nervous. Don't make me nervous. This is a first being in part of a live stream and technically a YouTube vid. Yeah, I mean, hey, we gotta, I would rather just do it live. I mean, we could just end the stream and I could, if you guys would rather wait to see it tomorrow, do you guys want to just end the stream? I don't know. It's up to you guys. I figure, why not? We're already live. Why not just do it, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? We can cook. We can get right into it. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can record. Yeah. I should be able to record while I am streaming. All right. Let's do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. That clip's funny. That's a funny meme for sure. I enjoy the vibes. I enjoy you guys. We're vibing tonight. It's always exciting when new cards come out for sure. All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maddie here, and EEVEE Grove, the new mini set coming to Pokemon Pocket, has just been released. We have the full set list here. We are on PokemonZone.com. I am actually recording this live. I am in a live stream right now with about 700 people watching. We just opened a ton of packs, and now we're going to go ahead and share our full review of this set. I do think it's a lot better than maybe we even anticipated it being originally. A lot of really, really strong cards were released for this particular mini set. 69 total unique cards and a bunch of cool rarities. But anyway, guys, let's just dive right into it. As always, all of these sets and mini sets are going to have some filler. The chat is saying hi YouTube, so hi YouTube guys. But a lot of the mini sets are going to have some filler cards, right? So we're not going to kind of cover everything in the set because some of the cards in generally are just not that good. But a lot of the cards are very, very strong. So anyway, guys, let's get right into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive right in. So starting off with Tropius. Can I zoom in here? Is this? Yeah, we'll do it like this. Hopefully this is fine. Tropius, 100 HP, 3 colorless energies, 60 damage. One of those filler cards for sure. We've already seen Leafeon. I don't think Leafeon is going to see that much play. There's just a lot of really strong grass type cards in the format that aren't kind of the Leafeon package. Things like Celebi, Superior, Leafeon haven't seen any play previously, even with the inclusion of Leaf Cape. So I think that grass type right now will probably be dominated still by Buzzwole. But technically speaking, this card can do a lot of damage. I've already talked about it, so I'm not going to spend too much time going over Leafeon. However, we do have a new Bounsweet card, and we do have a new Steenie card, and we do have a new Serena card. And these cards are actually very strong in a lot of different ways. This Serena is still going to work with Mallow. Mallow was an incredibly strong supporter card, which can basically full heal Serena. This Serena also attacks for only 1 energy. However, now we have 140 HP, which I believe the other Serena had at 130. So that's a big difference. It goes from, of course, 140 to 170 with Leaf Cape. But anyway, this Serena is broken. It's a little bit different than the other Serena, which did a lot of damage with coin flips. But for, 1 energy, which means that we can go first on our second turn rare candy and then attack with Serena. Very, very strong. Kickdown is the attacker. 50 damage for 1 grass energy. Your opponent reveals a random card from their hand and shuffles it into their deck. Now, this is broken. Like this ability from this attack is really strong. 50 damage is nothing to sneeze at, especially if we do get Serena out early. That's a really strong aggressive damage from our second turn going first or second. So quite good. Of course, we are going to be a bit reliant on getting that rare candy out early. However, we can attach to the Leaf Cape. We have Erica's, this thing, and Mallow as well. This thing's going to survive for a very long time. Not a lot of Pokemon are going to be able to 1-hit KO Serena, especially with Leaf Cape. So basically being able to just chip your opponent for 50 damage over and over again while removing cards from their hand is effectively pretty crazy. If this card comes out early enough, you're going to basically remove a lot of cards from your opponent's hand. It does shuffle them back into the deck, but still, that's really, really strong. Effectively, if we kind of pop off, we could be forcing our opponent to literally play off the top deck for the rest of the game, and that is incredibly strong. So I'm really, really high on Serena. The new Bounsweet, I believe, is, again, plus 10 HP, which is really relevant. 50 is not as nearly as good in terms of HP amount as 60 is, so there we go, 60 HP. I don't actually remember what the old Steenie was like, but anyway, 80 HP, 40 damage for this Steenie. I believe that's an improvement from the old one, but anyway, new Serena, definitely really, really good. We have a new Applin and a new Appleton card. So Appleton is very interesting as well. This is going to be a new Sweets Relay card, so a ton of the Pokemon in the set, similar like we saw with the Milcery and the Alchemy cards earlier in the trailer for the particular set and for EEVEE Grove that had these sort of Sweets Relay attacks. There's actually a bunch more Pokemon that have these particular attacks. Appleton is one of them. This is a grass type Pokemon, stage 1, 1 energy, 40 damage. If one of your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during your last turn, this attack does 30 more damage. So it's a little bit different. All of the Sweets Relay attacks, I believe, are just a bit different. This could potentially just be 70 damage for 1 energy. That's pretty relevant. I know one of the Sweets Relay attacks was boosted by how many turns in a row you did the Sweets Relay attack, so that is very interesting. I like this particular Appleton card. And I think the Sweets Relay stuff's very interesting. A lot of the cards in the set have that particular attack effect, so I think there's a lot of potential with those. We'll have to see. We'll mess around with it. We'll try our best, but a lot of the Pokemon are low HP, but they're low attack cost. So theoretically speaking, it could be very, very strong. Okay, moving on to the Fire-type Pokemon. We have two new Flareon cards, which we've seen the EX, but we also got a non-EX Flareon, which actually pairs fairly well with Flareon EX. So this is going to be the Assist Heater Flareon card. 110 HP, 2 energies, 40 damage. Take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. So this isn't not only a card that's going to synergize specifically with Flareon EX, but this is a card that can synergize with basically anything. This is different than Moltres because Moltres EX can only attach fire energies to your benched fire Pokemon. Technically speaking, Flareon can accelerate energies to any one of your Pokemon, meaning we can play this sort of Flareon EX package with a variety of different stuff. There is one colorless Pokemon that we're going to take a look at later in this video that could fit really well with this fire type archetype. Fire is on the up. I will say that right now there's a variety of cards that have been either made new or made better, but fire is going to be very, very strong. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Assist Healer Flareon, this card is very, very interesting for sure. I think it's going to see definitely some play. Just a very flexible attack there that is just going to be good no matter how you slice it. And then, of course, we've seen Flareon EX. I've already spent some time talking about it. I think Flareon EX is really strong. But one thing I will say, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler for later in the video. There is a previously existing Fire-type EX Pokemon that saw play previously and is now a lot better due to some specific supporter cards, which have been, or one particular supporter card, which we'll talk about later in this video. So yeah, I do think Flareon is good, but it might be overshadowed by some other EX Pokemon that has gotten even better for whatever the reason in the set release. So stay tuned for that. Here is Torkoal. This is another card that, again, synergizes really well with Flareon. 2 fire energies, basic Pokemon, 100 HP, 70 damage, and you discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. So this is kind of like the middle ground for like Turtonator. It's like a less strong Turtonator, but it's 2 less energies. So we don't have Kiawe, but theoretically speaking, we don't really need Kiawe. If Turtonator can just do 70 for 2 energies, we discard those fire energies. We can bring them back with Flareon. And it's actually a pretty decent partner, and it's a basic Pokemon as well. So it's not going to bog down your deck. A pretty decent partner, honestly, for Flareon. I think Torkoal is pretty decent, honestly. Okay, we have a new Litten card, and we have a new Torracat card. I'm literally sweating right now. It's so hot in my office. I don't know what temperature it is outside, but it's super, super hot right now. Literally sweating. Okay, anyway, we have a new Incineroar, but it's not Incineroar EX. It is just a non-EX Incineroar, 150 HP, retreat cost of 3, weak to fire, 3 energies, Darkest Lariat, 100 damage, flip 2 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each head. So yeah, this card is theoretically incredibly strong, but I don't know if it's going to see play. These coin flip attacks are kind of inconsistent, so they don't always see play. However, you could play maybe one copy of this Incineroar in an Incineroar EX deck, which might be even better now. Again, you're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely an interesting card. This card art goes absolutely insanely hard as well. Theoretically speaking, 200 is enough to KO basically any Pokemon in the game. So if you're feeling lucky, why not go for it? Kind of a crazy card for sure. We have a new Salandit, which again acts as basically a faster paced version of Torkoal. It does evolve, of course, into Salazzle, but 60 HP, Ember does 30 damage, and you still discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. So this is a way to do really aggressive, consistent early damage. 30 damage isn't terrible, but again, those energies that we're discarding, we immediately bring them back onto Flareon. So even a little bit of damage could be enough to put Flareon EX over the top. So keep that in mind. Honestly, Salazzle might be one of the best partners for Flareon as a very fast-paced, very aggressive option. And then it evolves into Salazzle, which just does 40 for 1. So to be fair, this card is not very good, but Salandit does have some potential with Flareon EX. So keep that in mind. We've already talked about the new Vaporeon, and we've already talked about the new Glaceon. I think these cards are fine. If you guys want to hear my opinions about the cards that we've talked about previously, definitely go check out the video where I kind of analyzed and reviewed the cards that were released in the trailer. Some of these cards we've already seen so far, so I've already talked about them. So if you're interested, you can go check out that old previous video that I uploaded a couple of days ago. Next up, we do have Vanillite, and this is another Sweets Relay Pokemon. So because this is a basic, it looks to me like the basic versions of these Sweets Relay Pokemon do 10 damage plus 20 if, of course, you've used Sweets Relay before. And the Stage 1 versions do, 40? So it's a difference between 30 damage or 50 damage. So it's a little bit different. But then, of course, it does kind of cap off with some other Pokemon that do like sweet something. I forget. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit. It evolves into Vanillish, which again is very similar. Sweets Relay 30 damage, but does 20 more. So instead of 30, now we're doing, of course, 20 or 50 rather. But this is interesting because it still works. Like you can attack with Vanillite and then evolve into Vanillish and then potentially go, 10, then 30, then 50. So that is definitely interesting whether we evolve or not. The effect still sort of carries over from when we evolve. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Effectively speaking, it's not terrible. The Sweets Relay stuff's very interesting. It's going to be a pretty decent, fast-paced, aggressive, like single prize archetype. I don't know how strong it will be in the metagame, but at least we do have sort of this, new archetype that we can kind of explore and play and maybe do pretty well with. The cool thing is there's several different Pokemon of different types. So we have the ability to hit for weakness against a lot of different Pokemon that might be in the metagame. And that is definitely pretty important. Weakness should not be understated, especially in more aggressive decks where you're doing smaller attacks, but earlier on, that weakness damage does compound over time. So again, there are some psychic Pokemon with Sweets Relay. We've seen this water type. There's Appleton. So several different Pokemon types with the Sweets Relay attack that can all fit into the same deck and hit for weakness on different Pokemon for sure. All right. What do we got next? There is a Vanilluxe, the stage 2 version. This can do double spin, 80 damage, flip 2 coins, does 80 damage for each heads. But this is for 2 energies. So, I mean, theoretically speaking, not terrible. 140 HP as well. We have Misties, so, even going second on our first turn, we technically could get this attack off. It's not a bad Pokemon whatsoever. Rare Candy does exist for sure, but interesting that it's not really associated with the Sweets sort of archetype. But either way, we have a new Alola Mola as well, 110 damage, or HP rather, 3 energies, Water Pulse, 50 damage, and then your opponent's Pokemon is now asleep. So probably won't see play, but in basic Pokemon, so it's kind of interesting, I'm not going to lie. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people are really excited about, I know a lot of people have been asking about it, is a new Primarina card. And yes, we did get a Primarina EX card. So this is the new Poplio. 2 energies on a basic, so unfortunately this Pokemon probably won't be doing much attacking. However, maybe we get a Misty's off on turn 1 and we pop off. Could definitely be something that happens for sure. But anyway, there's the Poplio card. Here is the Brionne card. So still 2 water energies, but 40 damage now, 90 HP. And then now something that I've literally never seen. I haven't even seen this card yet. This is Primarina EX, Stage 2 Water type Pokemon. I will say to you, since Rare Candy's been released, we actually haven't had many relevant Water type Stage 2 Pokemon. In fact, I think the only one that's in the game, as far as EX Pokemon go, is Blastoise, I believe. And Blastoise saw some play, but it didn't see that much play. Primarina, we now have effectively what's kind of feels to me almost like an Incineroar, but water type, but maybe a little bit different. Let's take a look here. 180 HP, so 200 with Giant Cape. We have Misties, we have Irida, so pretty crazy if you think about it. Weak to Electric for sure. Hydro Pump, 1 water energy, 40 damage. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra water energy attached, this does 40 more damage. This is absolutely broken, guys. This is my first time seeing this card. This card is nuts. I'm kind of waiting to see what the chat says about this because, again, we have Misties and we have things like Manaphy, right? So theoretically speaking, what we can do is if we do get a lucky early game Misties as well as an early Rare Candy combination, we can effectively do 80 damage on our second turn, which is absolutely insane. On our second turn going second, we can actually do 80 damage very consistently. So Primarina is really strong. This first attack is absolutely insane. 80 damage on your second turn is nuts for a Pokemon with 180 HP, plus the extra consistency of maybe being able to do that going first because we might be playing Misties as well. The second attack, 100 damage, and you heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. A pretty average attack, not terrible. Definitely going to be more than 80 in some scenarios, so certainly could be valuable to finish off KOs. 80 plus 100 is 180, and most of these Stage 2 Pokemon have 180 HP, so that's very relevant for sure. We can also play Lily in this deck. I just kind of thought about that. It is a Stage 2, so we could play Irida, but we're probably just playing Lily because it's just a better card, and we can heal Primarina, but interesting nonetheless. This card is very, very strong in my mind. I'm kind of sad that I didn't pull any copies of this particular card because this card is nuts, and this damage is even further boosted by a card which we'll take a look at in a little bit, perhaps the most influential card for the set. Again, we'll get to it in a little bit. It's a new supporter card. But anyway, Primarina. A lot of people have been hoping for Primarina EX, and it is absolutely busted. 20 healing as well. Again, we have Lilies. We have a lot of other cards that can heal in conjunction with this 20 healing. So Primarina could stay alive for quite some time. We also have Giant Cape and also a new tool card, which might also do some healing. We'll have to wait and see for sure. Only 3 Electro-type Pokemon that came out in the set, so Electro-type will not be popping off. I think Electro-type has plenty of different support with Zeraora, with Oricorio, with Tapu Koko. But yes, we do have the new Jolteon. We've already seen this card before. I really like this card for sure. As far as non-EX Pokemon go, it's going to be very fast-paced, very aggressive. And of course, we have a new Joltik here, which you flip a coin, and you could paralyze. And then we have the new Galvantula. Honestly, not a bad Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. 70 damage for 2 energies. You discard all of the energies from Galvantula, but then your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. Now, you got to keep something in mind. Paralysis isn't something that you flip a coin to get rid of. Once you're paralyzed for the turn. There's no way to get around that. You can't retreat. You can't do nothing. Technically speaking, Celesteela can bypass that, and things like Solgaleo can bypass that, but you can't retreat when you're paralyzed. So 70 damage, you do discard all of the energies, but you get a guaranteed paralysis. Now, the reason this is relevant is because we have ways to attach two lightning energies to a Pokemon in one turn, primarily being with Zeraora and Dawn. So, playing Galvantula decks with Zeraora and a Dawn combination will allow us to attack multiple turns in a row for Electrical Shock, which is crazy because your opponent will effectively not be able to do anything for two full turns. That is kind of nuts. Honestly, not bad at all. It also has free retreat, I am just now noticing, which is broken. So, even if we're not attacking turn after turn, this could literally just be like a hey, I'm gonna hit you for 70, and then I get the whole next turn for free. So the free retreat means that honestly, we can just come in, explode for 70 damage, paralyze you, and then retreat out for free and go into whatever other Pokemon we want to. I actually think Galvantula is kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not good enough. It does only have 80 HP, but the paralysis is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. RCCX does is immune to paralysis. Thank you, Patrick, in the chat. But I mean, Arceus isn't super common right now. In fact, most of the Arceus decks are electric type decks, to be fair. But anyway, yeah, Galvantula. It's an interesting Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. Aspeon, we've already talked about it. Not a terrible card whatsoever. And then we have a new Woobat. Here you go. 20 damage, 60 HP. And we have a new Swoobat, which is 40 damage, 100 HP. Again, more filler cards. And then, of course, we go into the Swirlix card here, which is, again, more Sweets Relay, now Psychic type. So we are hitting those Pokemon that are weak to Psychic. Pretty interesting for sure. So we have a Swirlix, and then we have the Slurpuff, which again is a bit different actually. So this is 30 damage. If one of your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during your last turn, this attack does 60 more damage, but it's two colorless energy. So again, this is kind of broken. Effectively pretty broken. And this is Sweets Relay. So uh, I'm pretty sure we're just doing 90 damage every turn effectively. Is that how this works? I don't think there's any drawbacks here. I think we hit for 30 and then we evolve and then we start hitting for 90 every turn. That's really strong. This is going to be kind of the core for sure of the of the Sweets Relay decks. Now that I'm kind of looking at this is really really strong. Can you say Espeon again? Espeon. I don't know why the chat wanted me to say Espeon again. Slurpuff. Here it is. Kind of crazy, especially when you pair it with the Alchemy, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. Now, here is a new Sylveon. We've seen Sylveon EX, where you draw cards. That card is definitely really strong. I'll pull it up in a little bit, but there is a non-EX Sylveon, which is also incredibly strong. Evo Harmony, 2 Psychic Energies, Stage 1 Pokemon, 90 HP. This does 40 damage, but it does 30 more damage for each Evolution Pokemon on your bench. Now, of course, yes, it's of course tougher to fill your bench with evolution Pokemon, but theoretically speaking, if we have 3 evolution Pokemon on our bench, that is 90 damage plus 40. That's 130 for 3 energies. That's a lot of damage for 2 energies on a Pokemon like this. So another really strong attack. In fact, something that I honestly think could be really relevant. Again, we can play 4 copies of EV with EV and EV EX, and then we can play 4 copies of Sylveon with Sylveon and Sylveon EX. And we're drawing extra cards, so this deck might actually be a lot better than we think. This is probably going to be the main attacking option in which we're pairing with Sylveon. The upside here is that potentially speaking, we could do pop off for 130. Actually, maybe we lead off with EV and do 30 damage, and then we go into Sylveon, hit for 130, and then maybe we get KO'd, that's fine. But then we kind of bounce back, and then we do 100 damage, and then we can finally go into Sylveon. Sylveon EX, that is. I think that this is actually quite strong. Probably going to be a pretty decent partner. And the Sylveon deck in general, I think is going to be pretty good. So yeah, I was not expecting a card like this, but I think it's going to pair really well with Sylveon EX. Here it is. Happy Ribbon, 70 damage for 2 energy, so much less strong than the non-EX Sylveon. But we do draw 2 cards when we evolve. So yeah, I think honestly, just playing a 4-4 lineup of Sylveon is going to be a pretty strong archetype. You could even just kind of throw Giratina in there if you needed to. Effectively, a pretty decent package archetype right here, already kind of constructed for you. We also have EV Cape, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I like it. I really do a lot. I didn't know exactly how we were going to play Sylveon, but now maybe it's a little bit more clear. Probably just playing it with the small Sylveon all packaged up into one archetype. Pretty crazy, honestly. This new metagame, this new metagame is going to be nuts. A lot of new archetypes and new strategies are going to be kind of thrown right in, and I cannot wait for it. We do have a new Mimikyu, so this will be working with the Acerola supporter card, but I don't necessarily think that the old Mimikyu was very good. Acerola is a pretty good card, but this Mimikyu, 70 HP, 2 Psychic Energies, tried to imitate. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So yes, this is basically Mew EX at home. This is like the budget version of Mew EX. Basically, it's 2 energies instead of 3, but we have to flip a coin in order to use this particular attack. We don't have a lot of HP. I don't think this card will really ever see play. I think you would probably just always play Mew EX in place of Mimikyu, but anyway, there it is. And then again, here's Milcery. So this is 50 HP with Sweets Relay. We've seen this card before. And then this is the thing here, Sweets Overload with Alchemy. So this is going to be like the final Pokemon. This is going to be the final thing that we bring in to attack in the Sweets Relay attack, or in the Sweets Relay deck. 40 damage. This attack does 40 damage for each time your opponent has used Sweets Relay during this game. So basically, this is like an anti-ramp deck, like against things like Giratina Darkrai, which aren't attacking you until turn 3 at the earliest. This allows us to effectively guarantee 3 attacks off and then potentially 2 more attacks off with Sweets Relay, maybe doing enough damage to KO a Pokemon, and then we can come into Alcremie and just one-hit KO to finish the game here. Very, very strong. I think the Sweets Relay archetype is going to be a lot better than I honestly expected it to be. Slurpuff is broken. Like, I think this deck would be good just playing 2 Swirlix, 2 Swirlpuff, or Slurpuff rather, 2 Milcery or Milcery, and then 2 Alcremie. I really think that this archetype's going to be quite solid. Kind of nuts. Sweets is the Sweets Relay stuff and Sweets Overload, not something to be overlooked. I really think it has a lot of potential. I would love to hear your guys' comments down in the comment section below. Let me know. I would love to hear your opinions on all this stuff. But yeah, something to keep your eye out. It's a lot stronger than I thought it might be. Not fully meme. I'm not gonna lie. Not a full meme strategy. It's a real thing. It's definitely a real thing. Here's a new Barboach card. Again, not really doing much. And also the new Whiscash is how you say this? I could not say that properly. Whiscash, 130 HP, fighting type, 4 energies, 130, and then it does 10 damage to each one of your benched Pokemon. I don't think Whiscash will see much play. Here's a new Mienfoo, 40 damage, but you have to flip a coin if tails. This does nothing. And then it evolves into Mienshao, 70 damage for 2 energies. Again, kind of more filler cards. These cards aren't going to see play. We have a new Carbink, which is also kind of interesting. So this is basically the basic Pokemon version of, was it Dugtrio that we got way back in the day? 80 HP, 2 energies, 30 damage. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. So basically speaking, you hit for 30, you flip a coin. If heads, you're safe. You're immune. Unless you get kind of gusted out of the active spot, nothing's happening to Carbink, which is pretty funny. Definitely kind of a stall card. But yeah, I don't know if the Dugtrio ever saw play back in the day, but theoretically speaking, it's, kind of a strong effect. We've seen Umbreon before. Not too many dark type cards in the set. No Umbreon EX, unfortunately. There is some pretty cool full arts, but here is Umbreon 100 HP, 40 damage. Of course, the defending Pokemon can't retreat if it's a basic Pokemon. I've already talked about Umbreon. I don't think it's going to be that good, but here it is, Umbreon EX. We have a new Sableye, which again is also kind of a filler card, 30 damage, not really doing much. We have a new Purloin here, which discards a tool card. And then we have Liepard, which again, also a filler card, 2 energies, 70 damage. It's really easy to find the filler cards in these sets. Very easy to kind of point them out. We have a new Mawile, which has Powerful Vice, 30 damage. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Also something that probably won't see play, but there it is. And we have a new Togedemaru, which does get boosted by damage from the Sophocles supporter card from a couple of sets ago. Bristling Spikes, 80 HP, Metal type, Bristling Spikes, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, you do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon or attacking Pokemon. This Pokemon would be good if it was 1 energy in its attack cost, but it's definitely hard to justify playing this Pokemon with 2 energies in its attack cost. But anyway, there it is. And we do have a new Meltan and a new Melmetal. I don't think these cards are very good either. I think this is definitely kind of a throwaway card. 90 damage for 3 energies. Not as good as the other Melmetal as way back in the day for sure. Now we get into something extremely, extremely interesting. So there is a new Dragonite EX, as you can see. So we'll get into it. Here's the Dratini Colorless Energy, 20 damage. And a new Dragonair. We already have versions of these cards, but anyway, Dragonair, 90 HP. Water and Lightning, 60 damage. And then here we go, guys. We have Dragonite EX. Now, you have to keep in mind that we have the small Dragonite as well. So theoretically speaking, you could play like 2 Dragonite EX and then 1 of the small Dragonite or vice versa. But either way, Dragonite EX. This card is crazy. 180 HP, stage 2 Pokemon, 1 water, 1 lightning, 1 colorless, Giga Impact, 180 damage. And during your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. So this seems like definitely a bit of a vanilla card. And it might at first glance not be something that is very easy to play or build around. But one thing I will say is that we have a lot of ways to get energies like these onto Dragonite. We have things like Manaphy, which can accelerate the water energies to your bench Pokemon. We have Zera Aura, which can, of course, generate electric energies. And then, of course, we can just play Dawn to move those energies to Dragonite. We could also just play Water and Lightning energies in the deck and then just kind of build this thing up. Maybe sit like a Druddigon in the active spot. A lot of different scenarios, I'm not going to lie, to get Dragonite set up. It's only 3 energies, which, of course, isn't as good as maybe some of the other, stage 2 Pokemon, but 180 is 180, and that's enough to KO most stage 2 Pokemon in the game. And to be fair, not being able to attack on your next turn, I don't think is that big of a deal. I am well versed in Dragonite. We opened multiple copies of this card. Not being able to attack on your next turn isn't a big deal because if we bring in Dragonite and we take a KO, then honestly, there's nothing really else that's going to KO us back other than maybe like another Dragonite. So we can attack and then just kind of sit for a turn, take an attack, and then on the following turn, hit for 180 again. So if we are able to get Dragonite set up in a timely manner, it probably will just sweep through your opponent. There's really not much your opponent can do to Dragonite EX. This is a very, very powerful Pokemon, one of the strongest attacking Pokemon that we have in Pokemon Pocket so far. So don't sleep on Dragonite. Definitely don't. It's also not weak to anything. So yeah, here's Dragonite. Definitely an impressive card. Not going to lie. We also have a new Drampa, which is also not a bad card. So no weakness here. Retreat cost of 2, 100 HP basic, 2 colorless Pokemon, 70 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. But if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So a pretty generic card that could see play in a variety of different decks. Could be another thing to pair with Flareon. Just not a terrible Pokemon, honestly. I kind of like Drampa. The attack is kind of mid because, of course, sometimes it does nothing. But 70 damage and paralysis is kind of nuts if it does hit. So keep your eye on Drampa. We do have a new EV that's not EEVE EX. This doesn't do any damage, but for 1 energy, we do draw a card. Collect EV. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm personally a fan of the continuous step EV, and you can just pop off and 1-8 KO your opponent's Pokemon if you flip a bunch of coins. I actually think that's the best EV card. But anyway, if you just wanted this EV to draw cards, here it is. We have like a million different EV cards. They all do different things. So here is this new EV, and then of course we have EVEX, which of course is going to be very useful in the archetypes where we're playing multiple copies of Evolution cards. But anyway, 30 damage, and then of course we can evolve EVEX into any Evolution card. It doesn't have to be an EX card or not. So that is definitely pretty relevant. EVX, we've already talked about it. We actually have a new Snorlax EX. This was the big surprise to me. I know some people were thinking, okay, maybe all of the other EX Pokemon we get in the set are just going to be more Evolutions. That was not the case. We got things like Primarina, we got things like Dragonite, we got things like Snorlax. Let's take a look at Snorlax. Basic colorless EX Pokemon, 160 HP. Pretty crazy, but not as high as you maybe would expect. I think Wishy-Washy has 170. Things like Executor had 160. So a basic EX Pokemon with 160 is a lot. I'm not going to say it's not. Of course, Arceus, one of the best colorless EX Pokemon in the game, has 140, so 160 is a lot. I'm not going to lie. We also have Giant Cape to bring that to 180. But anyway, its ability here, Full Mouth Manner, at the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. That's pretty relevant. That could add up, especially against some aggressive archetypes that do a little bit of chip damage early on in the game. This is a Pokemon that's going to be really, really annoying to deal with, kind of an aggro deck. It's going to be a very strong counterplay to aggro decks, which is really, really interesting. I think that Full Mouth Manner is a really strong ability, and it's also going to pair with a couple other cards. Wigglytuff, of course, as we've seen play with Charizard, and in other decks can heal. We have Shaman, and of course we have a bunch of healing cards that we can play with Snorlax. But anyway, the attack your 4 colorless energy, flop down punch, 130. This Pokemon is now asleep. That's not that big of a deal either. The non-EX Snorlax, okay, one thing I will point out, this Snorlax EX does not work with Berry. Some people are going to be interested about that. The Berry Surf border card that we played with the non-EX Snorlax, it doesn't work because Snorlax EX technically is a different Pokemon name than the normal Snorlax. So we're not going to be able to play Snorlax EX with Berry. They're not going to synergize. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, 130, and then you're now asleep. 130 is a good amount of damage. It really is. There's a lot of Pokemon where you're basically 2 KOing any Pokemon in the game. We're doing quite a bit of damage against and KOing a lot of, honestly, non-EX Pokemon, basically all non-EX Pokemon. So this is a pretty decent counter to a lot of different things. We also directly, DOS in the chat is saying that this directly heals all of the damage that you would take from like a Darkrai ping or something like that, or even like Greninja. So kind of a counter to Darkrai for sure. 130, again, a decent amount of HP. We can use Red, hit for 150. That's going to be enough to KO most Pokemon in the game for sure. 4 energies is kind of tough, but it is colorless energies. And there's so many different ways that we can generically generate energies in the game now. We could honestly pair Snorlax with Dialga EX. We could pair it with Manaphy. There's so many different ways in which we can pair with Snorlax. I think it's kind of interesting. You could also just pair it directly with Giratina, and then you could just sort of broken space Bella with Giratina and then attach to Snorlax, kind of similarly to Darkrai. Instead of course, doing that little bit of chip damage that you do with Nightmare Aura, we're just setting up a bit of a stronger Pokemon in Snorlax. There's a lot of flexibility in how we can play it. I think this card is great, and I think it's probably going to see play in a lot of different types of decks. I think Snorlax EX is very, very strong. Shout out to Snorlax. I did not think we'd be getting Snorlax EX in this particular mini set, but here it is. And this is the last EX Pokemon to take a look at in this particular set. So there you go, Snorlax EX. I think it's really, really strong. We do have a new Apom, which does double hit, 20 damage, flip of coins, maybe do 40, who knows. And then we have Ambipom. This is actually a quite interesting card. It's a unique card. We haven't seen an effect like this in Pokemon Pocket before. Catching Tail, once during your turn, you may put a random Pokemon tool card from your deck into your hand. So this is the first card that we have that searches for tool cards. Not a lot of decks are, I guess, necessarily super reliant on tool cards, but anyway, here it is. An ability to search your deck for tool cards is definitely pretty cool. We have a new Chatot, which does 10 damage and then confuses you. This card's really annoying. I don't know if it'll see play because it's only 10 damage, but yeah, confusion instantly is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. But there you go. There's Chatot. Here's Audino. Do the wave, 20 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. Kind of a filler card, but honestly not that terrible. What else do we've got? We've got a new Minchino and Chinchino. Again, also kind of filler cards, so we're not really going to talk about them. We have a new Squovit and a new Greedent card, Enhanced Fang, 50 damage. If this Pokemon has a tool card attached, it does 50 more damage. So there you go. I guess this is the Pokemon that we would kind of pair with Ambipom, maybe even Pachirisu. You could play Ambipom Pachirisu and maybe make those cards a little bit more consistent. I don't think Pachirisu EX or Greedent are very, very strong cards, but theoretically speaking, stage 1 Pokemon, 120, 3 colorless energies doing 100 damage isn't terrible. With Giant Cape, we go to 140. I don't think it's that good, but anyway, there it is. And then, of course, EV back, we've already seen it. This broken item card that works specifically for your evolution cards. Kind of a broken card, but we've already talked about it. So you can either heal 10 damage or 20. You can either heal 20 damage from all of your evolution Pokemon at one time. Very crazy. It's basically like a smaller version of Irida in the form of an item card, or we can just have Giovanni in the form of an item card. And these do stack, so we can use them multiple times in one turn because they're item cards. And yes, the damage will stack, so that's effectively plus 20. If we have double EV bags, you could play EV bag and Giovanni, or EV bag and red to do even more damage. One of the, I guess, more influential cards that I think will probably definitely see play in all of these evolution decks. Really, really strong item card, but we've already talked about it. Now let's talk about a couple of trainer cards, which we haven't seen yet. These are brand new. One of them is a new tool card, so we're getting even more tool cards in Pokemon Pocket, and this is going to be Leftovers. So Leftovers is a new tool card. Similarly, I compared this to the difference between Poison Barb and Rocky Helmet. This is basically the Poison Barb version of Giant Cape. So at the end of your turn, if this Pokemon that this card is attached to is in the active spot, you heal 10 damage from that Pokemon. This may initially seem really broken, but again, it's not going to provide any additional value to things like Giant Cape unless we're living in the active spot for more than 2 turns, right? So we have to be in that active spot for 3 turns at least for this card to technically provide more value than Giant Cape. But again, you have to evaluate, you have to do the math, and you have to really figure out whether I would rather have 20 HP now or 10 HP for 3 continuous or more turns. So in general, I don't think this card is as strong as Giant Cape right off the bat. Also, you do provide some value on the turn in which you have attached it, right? So if your opponent's going to Guzma you next turn, theoretically speaking, at least we heal 10 damage, whereas if we attach a Giant Cape and then get Guzma'd, we're all the way back to where we started. So theoretically speaking, it's a bit better against Guzma than Giant Cape is, but I don't know if it'll see more play or be a better card than Giant Cape. It's typically better in Pokemon Pocket to have that more HP ahead of time. Instead of healing slowly, just kind of the way that the math works for sure in Pokemon TCG, but maybe it's different. I don't know. It's something that's probably meant to go with Snorlax for sure, and things like Greedent, but not a bad card whatsoever. I don't think it's super broken, but I do think it's good and pretty interesting that we got a card like this. Again, I'm comparing it to Poison Barb and Rocky Helmet. We have Leftovers and Giant Cape. Very similar in how they function, just a little bit differently. Yeah. Next up is probably, and this is funny because this is the last card that we're going to take a look at, or one of the last cards. Not something that we ever saw yet. There's only 2 supporter cards that are coming out in this mini set. We've already seen Penny. So Penny's kind of a meme card. We've already talked about this. I know some people have seen this card, but the last card we're going to talk about is How. This card will likely be the most influential and impactful card to come out in Evolutions, or at least one of them, or EV Grove, that is. And How reads, during this turn, attacks used by your Decidueye EX, Incineroar EX, or Primarina EX do 30 damage plus 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is broken. So effectively speaking, all of those three Pokemon can now play How and do 30 plus damage to whatever you're attacking. You got to remember Incineroar and Primarina and Decidueye, or no, not Decidueye, but Incineroar and Primarina have one energy attacks that do pretty decent damage. So Primarina, like we were talking about, is going to do 40. If you have two energies, it does 80. So if we do get two energies and we play How, basically we have the ability on our second turn going second to literally do, what is it, 110 damage with Primarina is insane. Incineroar, I believe, does, what is it, like 30 in poison? Or 30 in burn? Is that the number for Incineroar? I kind of forget. It's either 30 in burn or like 20 in burn or something like that. Or maybe is it even 10 in burn? I forget. I could probably just look it up. Let me look. I know people are going to correct me in the comment section, so here you go. Incineroar EX, it does 30 damage and burn, so that's effectively 50 damage. How is going to turn that 50 damage into 80 damage for one energy? Incineroar, you can go first and then rare candy, and then attack for that first attack. Do 30, effectively actually do 60 if we play How, and get the burn. That's going to be enough to KO like a type Null that hasn't evolved yet. Just a ton of damage, and the burn does persist as long as you're in the active spot. It doesn't go away, I don't believe. I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to retreat or evolve to get rid of the burn. I also could be wrong about that, honestly. I don't know. But anyway, this is going to be a massive buff to Incineroar. Also a decent buff to Decidueye. Decidueye saw a little bit of play last format, but it wasn't necessarily that crazy. Also, Decidueye likes to do damage to the bench. So How's not going to work for you sniping the bench with Decidueye. It only works for the active. Still relevant for sure, but I think it's going to be predominantly extremely strong against. You do flip a coin? Is that the case? Maybe you do flip a coin for burn. I don't remember. But anyway, How is going to greatly increase the viability of Incineroar. I think Incineroar with How is going to be one of the strongest decks in this new archetype or in this new metagame. It's an incredibly strong combination that I think we're going to see all over the place. Again, Incineroar has seen play previously, and now it's being buffed pretty tremendously. And Primarina seems like a very strong card as well. We can play 2 copies of How. We can play 2 copies of Lily or Irida. We can play 2 copies of Misty. Primarina with that 1 energy attack is also going to be really strong. So How is an incredible supporter card, and I think it's going to make all of those EX decks a lot stronger, both Incineroar, Decidueye, and the new Primarina. Incredibly strong supporter card here. That's kind of what we're ending this particular set review on, is How this card is crazy. Functionally a broken card. So you're going to want to stay tuned and see all of the crazy decks that we build with it. My first opinion here, like we were talking about Flareon and hyping it up, and I think Flareon is really strong, but I mean, Incineroar with How is crazy. That's insane. I don't know what else to say about it. Again, we'll have to see exactly how it performs in the metagame. Oricorio does still exist, so How is luckily not boosting the damage that Burn does to you. So it is certainly going to be a counter still to Incineroar, but anyway, yeah, How, crazy supporter card. The metagame might just be the 3 starter Pokemon, those 3 Alola EX starter Pokemon, because this supporter card is crazy. It really is. So anyway, there it is, guys. And there's the full EEVEE Grove expansion. I have been delightfully surprised. Here are the other cards. We did get EEVEE Bag as a gold card here, the Crown Rare. The immersive card for the set is EEVEE, a really cool card. I did manage to pull one of these. All of the evolutions do have these full art cards, as we see up here. EEVEE and then all of its evolutions have these full arts. The EXs all have full arts, of course. How and Penny have full arts, and then the rainbow rares here, we'll take a look at them. Here is Flareon. Here is Primarina. I think all of the EXs probably have full arts, I believe. Here is Sylveon. This one looks really cool. Dragonite, which also looks incredibly cool. I love this card. Snorlax has a rainbow rare as well. So anyway, we also have some shiny Pokemon that got shiny versions of them, EX cards from back in the day, and non-EX Pokemon. So the Gardevoir line, now shiny. The Electrode line, Lapras, Pinsir, Arbok, and Farfetch, all shiny versions. But we also got shiny Gallade, which is kind of random. But then all of the original EX Legendary Bird Trio, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos do have their own shiny variants now, which is definitely pretty cool for sure. So there they are. I don't think any of them see play in the metagame anymore, but anyway, they also got shiny versions. And there it is, guys. That is the EEVEE Grove set. It is currently 3:30 in the morning, and I am live in front of 600 people right now on YouTube. So I'm also sweating because it's super hot in my office. So we're going to wrap this up. I am delightfully surprised about EV Grove. I think this set is absolutely busted. So many strong new cards. Again, it does look like the metagame is going to be shaken up drastically. I would definitely recommend that you guys open up these packs, get all of these cards, and get ready because there's going to be a ton of crazy new decks that people will be playing in this new metagame. The meta is going to be evolved. It's going to be shifting around a lot. It really is going to be crazy. So stay tuned. We got a bunch of videos coming. We're going to keep up with the metagame. I'll let you guys know what decks are the best. I'll be testing out a bunch of stuff, looking around, showcasing what, is the best decks to be playing right now, like we do on the channel. We're going to, keep up with everything for sure. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good one. Everybody in the chat say bye. Maybe they're going to watch it back on YouTube. Who knows? But if you're not here on the live streaming and you're watching this video, I definitely appreciate it. Like and subscribe. All right. Let's get out of here, guys. Peace out. Bye. Oh, all right. There it is. There's the video. That was about 40 minutes. I said bye as the recording, but yes, that's also going to be the end of the stream because it's very, very late. I appreciate all you guys that stuck around. Thank you guys so much. This was a great stream. We had a ton of people hop in. 1,000 people were watching live at one point. Absolutely incredible. I'm super excited. I really am. I think EV Grove is busted. I think a lot of these cards are incredible. I think we've got a ton of crazy new cards and decks to build. I'm really, really excited. I think the meta is going to be shaken up a ton. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. I know it's super late. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good one. Stay tuned. Tons of videos coming. We got tons of videos coming. Bunch of content. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I really don't. I really don't. All right, guys. Peace out. Go to bed. Have a good day. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay hydrated for sure. All that yapping. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I hear you. I appreciate that. All right, guys. That's it. Good night. Good night, everybody. Great stream. Great stream. All right. Man, I need to go to bed. I know. Holy cow. Holy cow. A lot to do tomorrow. That's for sure. A lot to do tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace out.